Nick, what's up, man? How are you doing? Welcome into the chat. If you're here in the chat, we're gonna get started here shortly. I just need to set up really quickly this TikTok live, but we'll get started as soon as that's done. If you are in the chat, though, just make sure you submit your music. If you have not already, we're gonna get into it shortly and get started. As always, it's free for you to submit your music, so go ahead and do that in the meantime. But get ready. We're gonna get started here very, very shortly. We've got a nice queue already building up. I'm ready to get into it today. I'm excited to get into it. Got some cool things to share with you guys this week. And some things I'm really excited about. So, get ready. All right, sick. If you're in the chat, what's up? How are you doing?
A touch more avant-garde.
We give the community a couple minutes to get in here before we get started. We'll probably start getting into music in the next like 5 or so minutes. Right now, we are listening to the songs we found on live stream playlist, though. So if you are in the chat, make sure you submit your music if you have not already. Here are the instructions in the chat.
I'm just stuck in my ways, I can't complain. Knowing it's gonna lead to getting paid. Even at my
Boy Paco, what's up? Welcome back to the chat. How you doing today? How's your week been so far? It's almost the weekend. Almost got another new round of music to get into as well this week. It's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a good one.
Trust the process, what they say. I know why I'm here to get. Take my glasses off, 2020 vision. Rose colored frame.
We got a single dropping into next month. When do you want to hear it? Whenever you want me to hear it. It's up to you. I'm down to listen to it whenever you got it for me, to be completely honest with you, Jared. If you guys are in the chat, you're just joining us, make sure you submit in the chat. I am Cantrell2. What up? I'll be in and out helping my toddler with this cool project. That's beautiful. So welcome in. It's nice to have you. How we living? I'm living good, man. I can't complain. I've had a really busy, productive day today. I was just talking about this on IG Live a little bit, but I've got a new release coming out from one of my management clients tomorrow, which I'm really excited about. Maybe I can pull up a little preview for you guys so you can check it out as well. I've got the first episode of this official South by Southwest documentary that I'm in dropping tomorrow, which I'm going to play the trailer for you guys for in a second. What else, man? There's just a lot going on. I'm just working on a lot of really cool things. We're finalizing the March Q&A schedule right now, so we have some really cool Q&As coming up in the Discord as well, which I'm excited about. What else? Just a lot of planning. I think I'm gonna have to travel a little bit. I might be at South by this year. I just got invited to also take part in a showcase, which is really cool. So I'll be kind of co-hosting and sponsoring one of the showcases that's happening this year. What else? Honestly, like, my brain is so fully focused on this release that's dropping tomorrow. I think it's hard for me to like think about any of the other things that I'm doing, because when I'm in release mode, I'm fully in release mode. So yeah. I'm gonna play you some of these things that I've got coming up as well to get started. So yeah, like I mentioned, for anybody who's in the chat, Jackson, welcome to the chat. For anybody who's in the chat with us for the first time, I'll kind of do a little breakdown of who I am, what I do, what we do here, and what the point of this is. Actually, maybe I'll do that first before we get into any of the other things. So, if you are just joining us, my name's Kayvan. I am the Director of Artists and Label Relations at Genius. Yes, the YouTube channel, Genius. I've been there for about 10 years, so I've done everything from verified interviews, booking strategy, artist and label relations across the board, across anything, branded content, so everything from pre-sale, directional talent, which is what we send to brands for approval before you start actually booking talent, all the way through execution of branded video and stuff like that. And then really like a little bit of everything else. Live events. I ran a distro company for 4 years. I've been managing artists for 10. I've been an artist myself. I produce music. I've been a musician since I was about 7 years old. So I do a little bit of everything. But what we do here on stream, and oh shit, how could I forget? I also run Kayvan's House, which is my platform to support independent emerging artists, which if you don't follow us on Instagram yet, make sure you go do that. You can also follow me on TikTok or any of my socials, just at KayvanMD. But if you want to follow along on the curation platform, what we do here is a mixture of a bunch of different things. Everything is free. We don't charge artists for any of the stuff that we do here. So we have our At Home with interview series. We just started a new one with Mal Sounds, who was part of our Dolby JBL Dolby Atmos Accelerator program that we did in New York this past December. I curated all the time for it. Miles was one of the artists that we picked for the incubator program, and so just to bring it back, we did an interview with him, a little bit about like what his experience was like in Dolby Atmos, like listening to his songs that way for the first time, but then also performing at the accelerator program in New York too. We've got our songs from the comments content, which if you are trying to submit music even outside of this, I have a bunch of other playlists. So songs we find here will get playlisted if I like them. We'll save, we'll follow the artist, all that kind of stuff. But if you want to go submit music to me another way, go submit in the comments of these videos. I listen to every single song that you guys put in there, every time. Sometimes it doesn't even have to be your song. Like if it's just something you like, then do it. I do all the graphic design for Kayvan's House, yes. And I am not a graphic designer, so I've had to figure this out myself. The Q&A series, we just had our last one of February yesterday with Ben Moscow, who is the co-founder of Real Ones, a Chicago-based platform, but also has been a publicist, is a freelance publicist. I think he's taking on clients as well right now, so if you want to get in there, you can. We got some stream clips coming down the line. I'm trying to do that. Do a little bit more of that. I answer all of your questions here about the music industry, so this was a really cool conversation we were having about co-primaries and features, and how to go about kind of curating the right feature for yourself. We have our new Music Who This playlist, which updates every single weekend on Saturdays, because that's when I have time to go through all your submissions. But if you have songs you want to submit for that too, just go to my release calendar. It's free for you to submit. I always check that first and foremost on a Saturday when I'm updating the playlist. So make sure you go put your releases in there as well. We just dropped our Another 48 Hours collab with Big Ass Kids, a great community. If you don't follow, you should definitely go follow them as well. And there's just a bunch of other content and stuff that we do to help support independent emerging artists. At Home with, we also have a partnership with Two Lost, and we do separate ones that don't have anything to do with them. But today I also dropped a new update to my Discover Monthly playlist, which is 30 of my favorite songs that I found in the last month, which I'm very excited about. So that's that. That's what we do here. We listen to music, we give feedback. Please be respectful. If you're in the chat, that's the only rule. Is be respectful of each other's music. I'm going to be respectful when I'm giving feedback, so I expect you guys to do the same. If you're being disrespectful, I'm going to call you out. So just be cool, all right? All genres are welcome, unreleased or released songs, whatever you want to send in. But like I said, I got a couple things that I want to share with you guys before we get started. So first things first, I actually got to be a part of this South by Southwest documentary series this year, which is officially dropping and starting to release tomorrow on the South by Southwest YouTube channel. So I wanted to share the trailer with you guys so you can get an idea of what to expect. It's 5 episodes. I'm really excited about them. So yeah, this is something I got to work on so far this year.
Than ever before. You can either choose virality, which your fame,
can't wait. Episode 1 tomorrow.
Can be gone like that.
Everybody just wants you to make TikTok music. Like, that's not a thing. If TikTok wants to pick it up, they're going to pick it up.
Dude, I love Woody. He's so fine.
That, like, record labels and music industry, people have zero idea.
It's there every year. Just make sure you apply every year.
Artists specifically, we see them being created for a label to not have to pay an artist. AI-generated songs are made so that you don't have to pay a producer.
Paying for those hotels, paying for a player, paying for the van, the gas, the food.
I think you guys are going to learn a lot from this documentary series too. It's going to be really
Music Blueprint is a music insider's take on how to break through. From industry experts and insiders to learning practical tips from 5 artists
These are all the
who
episodes.
are reshaping the music business today.
I think people spend too much time trying to work the algorithm versus just getting in the trenches and doing the work we know that has worked in music for generations.
But the odds of you being able to do that purely offline, not impossible, but very difficult.
One thing is clear. The old model is dead. The Music Blueprint captures firsthand how artists are making
I'm so hyped. Anyway, episode 1 drops tomorrow. Make sure you guys tap in. If you aren't subscribed on the South by Southwest YouTube already, make sure you get in there. But if you follow me on socials, you're gonna see me posting about it because I'm obviously fucking hype about this shit. So 5 episodes. First episode rolls out this Friday, so tomorrow. And then every subsequent Friday, essentially, we're gonna have a new episode that drops, and I'm super excited about it. All the artists who are a part of this are incredible. The other contributors really amazing, but it's really just me, another contributor, and a host, and then all these artists just doing their thing. Shout out to Rabbitfoot Productions, also did an amazing job of producing this entire thing. Clayton Wolflick, South by Team, Pixie, like all of those people who brought me in and thought about me in the first place. So that's dropping. The other thing I have dropping tomorrow is from my artist Nicole Hahn. She is an LA-based AAPI artist, indie pop music. This one drops tomorrow. It's called Living for It All. You'll also see me being a little annoying about this, but I'm super excited about this project. With 3 singles in, this is single number 4. EP drops April 10th. But if you like Lord, if you like Holly Humstone, if you like Gracie Abrams, this is definitely right up your alley. We're going to get into your music right after this, so make sure you submit if you have not submitted your music already, okay? And I see we got a little queue building. Every 5 paid skips, we'll do a free skip. So don't worry if you don't want to spend money. That's all good. Shout out to Jack MG and Jack Riley, produce this one too. There's the Discover Monthly one. Nick, you love Lord? Hell yeah, bro. You definitely got to listen to Nicole's other music too. I think there's a couple songs you'll really enjoy. Tay Melody says, I like this song. Beautiful. Drops tomorrow. If you guys do want to follow along too, Nicole's Instagram is Nicole Hahn with a 0 where the O should be. Be annoying about it. Thank you. It's my job to be annoying about it, to be fair. If your manager's not being annoying about your new releases, they're doing a bad job. And if you prefer on TikTok too, you can also follow her on TikTok. She's got a bigger TikTok following. It's Nicole Hahn Music on TikTok as well, for what it's worth. Works very hard on the content side. Alright. We're starting with Rouge Kills Flies today, which I'm excited to get into some of this music as well. If you are here, make sure you submit. It's always free. All you got to do is go to nearit.fm/KayvanMD to submit your music. We're going to have some fun. What do we got here? Like 9-10 paid skips? And then we'll do some free ones. Antone, what's up, man? Welcome to the chat. It's good to see you. Happy Thursday. Like I said, this one drops tomorrow. It's from Nicole Hahn. And if you haven't yet, go check out the Discover Monthly playlist. I'm super excited about this one. We got a lot of good songs on here. Pedro says, send you the first single of the year, dropping at midnight, super high. I'm excited to hear it too. Make sure it's in my release calendar too. I want to make sure I don't miss it when we do the playlist update this weekend. What a fucking banger, guys. That one comes out tonight at midnight. I'm super excited about it. Again, Nicole Hahn. Song's called Living for It All. You're going to see me posting about it tomorrow, so just make sure you keep your eyes and ears open for it, especially if you liked it. And if you want to go follow, it's at Nicole Hahn. The O is a 0 on Instagram. Nicole Hahn Music with a regular O on TikTok if you follow on TikTok. All right, let's get started. So like I said, we're going to get into your songs now. 5 paid skips, then a free skip. We'll do that all the way until we get done with paid skips, and then we'll just do free ones until the end of the stream. We're starting with Rouge Kills Flies today. This one's called Nightmares. Let us know what you think in the chat if you are listening along with us. That is a big part of this as well. We want to know what you think of these songs. The big thing is just be respectful of each other. That's the only thing I'm going to ask. It's the only thing I'm really going to enforce. But especially if you have constructive, actionable feedback that you think, all right, like, yo, I heard this thing in the mix. This could be better. I heard this thing in the arrangement or in the production. You'll get it as you see me kind of react to these songs too. But that's what we're going to do here, all right? So let's get started. Rouge Kills Flies, Nightmares. The sky is fissured. The sunlight comes alive. My mind divides all the pieces of the pie. You know, a rapper's romance is to die. That's how you go from scrutinized to immortalized. I hope those are lyrics from the song, but if not, pretty solid little rhyme to get me interested. This is Nightmares. Let us know what you think in the chat. Rouge Kills Flies. All right, come on. We got an AAPI rapper in here. Let's go. All right, biggest thing for me immediately is definitely on the vocal mix here.
It's 5 a.m. and I can't sleep. My thoughts will creep like a rover. I go to sit in my chair with lamp light singeing my shoulders. I'm half prophetic, half enunciating, words through my teeth. Thumbing through my phone looking for inspiration. I hold up, take another hit. I submit to the blade in my hand.
I mean, I do like the kind of twisted feel, especially with the automated form and shift that's happening. That's nice. It's a nice touch. I will say, though, I agree with Anton, and the deep vocals aren't necessarily clear. Mix on the verse is good when that lead vocal comes in, but it's really that like pitched down vocal that I think gets lost in the mix a little bit.
Look around and find something I can wash out and taste swift. Swirl the pool in my mouth, I know how to chase it. I'm snoring in my seat, but my eyes are wide open.
I do wish we could feel the kick a little bit more too. It's not that it needs to be louder, but it feels a little compressed, a little buried in the overall mix.
I'll show you how to get stained.
Maybe some slight timing things that I would like to hear improve, I think, on the delivery as well.
I know some people who really die for the shit. I know some people who put their life on the shit. I know some people who wanna write for the shit. I will say overall, like beyond everything else, I do think it's cool and I like the form and shifting on it. Pushing out the fantasies that they want to see me live. Penning on my skin, the ink got scratches in my ribs. Platinum link medallions dangle from my necklace.
Generally, I'm pretty into the vocal delivery too. Like I think like it's actually like there's a real confidence to the delivery. It doesn't feel like a shaky delivery. Timing at times could be a little tighter, but tonally, I don't like, you know, sometimes you hear something and you're like, oh, this is like super shaky. That doesn't really feel like, this doesn't feel like that to me, if that makes sense.
Why am I drawn to this vision? No, I cannot steer it.
More than anything, it's just when you start form and shifting and you get into that lower register, it does feel like those deep vocals get a little bit harder to kind of like understand. It's just something I would look at again and see if there's a way for you to clean it up a little bit more, you know?
I'll show you how to get paid, yeah. I'll show you how to get famous.
I will say, I don't know that this song is the one for me where I'm going to be like, all right, boom, straight into the playlist. But it does kind of open the door, I think, for me to want to hear more from this artist, because there's definitely something here. It does just feel like this one is maybe a little bit messier, purely because of the automated form and shifting. Rouge Kills Flies on Instagram, though. Make sure you go follow. If you are rocking with this one, like I said, just go follow the artist, right? It's easy, it's free, it's a quick thing you can always do to just support other talent. And if you have any feedback, let us know in the chat as well. But I think for me, biggest thing is just the way that those vocal mix, like the vocal mix kind of gets under the beat at times.
I can fathom all this noise and makes it hard to conduct. If copying flows are art, they be sir drawing parks. I hate a blind ass rap, but see this grown marks. I hate the game.
355 is maybe a little bit longer than like I think generally what I'm kind of pushing artists towards song length wise these days. That's not the end of the world by any means, but I think for me as a listener, even like beyond just like as a manager and then kind of like on that business side of things, I generally advise people to try and stick under 330 if they can, purely just off the strength of people's attention spans being short as fuck these days. So like it's just harder to keep somebody in there for like a whole solid 4 minutes unless there's changes and variation, which like beat wise there's not a ton of variation in this. I think from a vocal delivery standpoint there is, especially with the form and shift, which is nice. But my biggest things are, like Anton kind of said, that form and shift is good in theory, but I think that when you get into that deeper format and like the kind of lower vocal tone, it does get a little bit hard to hear. It does get a little bit hard to understand, and you don't want to lose the effect for the effect. Like lose the effect of the lyrics for the effect of the vocal. So I think that's probably my biggest thing, you know, that I would probably just go back and reevaluate the way that you've approached that. It might even be worth you having that automated form and shift as more of a background layer, and then having a lead vocal kind of sitting on top of it that's still kind of the focus for the listener. But I would just go back and I would take a listen to it. And then the other thing I would listen out for too is just some slight timing issues, I think, on the delivery. But overall, and I know I'm being super picky here. I'm only being super picky because it's little things at this point. It's not big, huge, overarching issues that I hear. It's these little details that you're trying to like kind of get this execution that you're looking for that need just a little bit of tweaking, I think, to get you to that place where it's like, all right, boom, absolutely killed it, nailed it with this effect. But I like the ideas, and I think, beyond everything else, that's a huge positive for me. All right, up next, La La La, Izzy Faye. Love, bro. Haven't been in here in a while. Welcome back. Finna drop this track, just waiting on cover art, doing a little promo run, testing the waters. Beautiful. Let's see how we feel. If you're in the chat, let us know what you think as well. This is La 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 by Izzy Faye. We've got Antone now with I've Been up next. I know this sample. Erykah Badu? Is that right? Probably also in a sample prior to Erykah Badu, but the Erykah Badu version is standing out to me. All right, let us know what you think in the chat. I think vocals could come up a little bit. I think hi-hats could come down a touch. They feel a little loud. Immediately gonna follow back. I don't know why I'm not already. Yo, Izzy Faye on Instagram. I actually do really like this. But yeah, vocal feels a little quiet to me. Hi-hats feel a little loud to me. Really nice production though. Really, really great vocal delivery, especially on the chorus. Now this one feels good. The other thing I think, and this is really back on the volume thing, is again kind of, you know what I mean, is like these vocal stacks are actually really nice. Yeah, still an early mix. I kind of figured, which is fine. But when you do raise that lead vocal, bring up the backgrounds as well. Because I think when I think about mixing around like vocal arrangement, I really want to get like sonically kind of just like audibly lost in the vocal arrangement. And I can hear those layers there, but I think if you bring the volume of all of the vocals up a little bit, it's just going to make it easier to get lost in those layers. I really like this one a lot though, I will say. When was the last time you were in here? I'm trying to remember like what the old songs sounded like, but this is great. Mix aside, like I really like this song a lot, and I like the sample choice too. Super catchy chorus also, you know what I mean? Like 2014. I have not been streaming since 2014, so you must have sent me music like back when I was still just doing music blogging. If it was that long ago, bro, that predates the stream even existing. That predates all Kayvan's house history, which is sick. So it's nice to hear your music after this long. Obviously I was a fan of it before if I playlisted you. Well, last year maybe. It's okay, 2025 and 2014 is a whole 11 years apart. So if it was 2014, then that's even crazy. But even if it was last year, you know what I mean? It's good to have you back in the community. I'm glad to hear new music from you. How do you go from 2014 to last year is a great question. That is a massive time gap. 2024, definitely probably more realistic. But even then, 2 years later, it's great to hear you making new music and putting new stuff out here. This one's great. I mean, honestly, like for me, it hits all the things that I really like from hip hop. It kind of has that like Isaiah Rashad kind of feel to it, I think, not only in the kind of coolness and like approach to the vocal delivery, but also in the production. I'm a big Isaiah Rashad fan overall. And just that whole sound, you know what I mean? Like, real sample heavy, real soulful, a little bit of singing on the chorus, a nice catchy hook. For me, there's a lot of things that really hit here. I think really the big thing, like I said, it's just getting that vocal mix to be at the right spot, right? Like you want your lead vocal to be the star of the show. You want those background vocals to kind of swallow us up as listeners as well. And that's the only thing I already hear. I just be mindful, especially on the production side, of the hi-hats. This is something that I've done myself. It's something I think about a lot. A lot of times we just cut them shits up because it's like, oh, we want them to really cut through. Throw a flanger on your hi-hat instead. It's going to achieve the same thing, but you won't have to turn the volume up. And honestly, you can probably bring them down anyway, like if you think about it. You want them to be there, but you don't want them to be like super loud. One tip, actually, this is a great tip for everybody who's mixing that shit themselves, right? This is something that I learned directly from Ali, mixed by Ali, who does like all the Kendrick stuff. But it's just like, I always thought it was a really, really interesting way of testing and being able to hear what the loudest elements of a mix are. So what you want to do is cut your volume all the way down, like listen to it as quiet as you can, and literally whatever sound that you hear kind of like being the predominant sound that cuts through in that mix is the loudest element. So like that's literally, it's a trick that a lot of engineers use. It's a trick a lot of producers use. Listen to your shit on a low volume to test it out and see what those loudest elements are. And that will help you achieve a little bit more balance in the mix because you'll be able to go back to it. Sometimes when you're listening to things loud and on full blast, right, you get a little audio fatigue. So that was one of the tips they gave me. Just bring your volume really, really, really low. Listen on a low volume, and you absolutely are going to hear the elements that stand out more in the mix, which generally are going to be the loudest elements in the mix. And that is going to help you just kind of achieve more balance when you go into that final piece, right? So keep that in mind. Definitely something to test out. I would definitely suggest it with something like this, where you kind of have a little imbalance between certain production elements in the vocal, but it's really going to help you figure out, hey, these are the elements that I need to kind of bring back a little bit. These are the elements that need to come up a little bit. And for me, it's helped me become a better mix engineer, though that's not what I do professionally. It is just, I think I've gotten better at it purely from using that trick in itself to really just reference my mixes a little bit better. I've been open, Anto now, goated. He's 17. He's unbelievable. One of my favorite artists I think I've ever found here on the stream. One of my favorite artists I've ever gotten to work with. One of my favorite artists, period. I'm very excited to see him continue to develop and grow. This one's called I've Been. I'm assuming it has an open verse on it. So let us know what you think in the chat. All right? I'm very pro Anto now in here, and you are very welcome, Izzy Faye. For anybody who's in the chat, if you want to submit, just make sure you hit exclamation mark submit. Oh my gosh, bro. How many pockets, how many bags can you get in? All of them.
Jealous of me, that's why you call me up. Work it day and night just to fall in love. I've been on my own, I can't make it stop. I've been taking off, got no time for cups. Why you so jealous of me, that's why you copy us. Sounded like Antonio.
I like this a lot. I'm definitely biased, but for a reason. Anto now on Instagram.
I've been taking off, I can't make it
Love the way this is developing. It's very experimental, and that's what I like about you, is just so you're not afraid to kind of like push the boundaries of what type of music you make. Let us know what you think in the chat. As always, we want to know what you think of these songs as well. Curious to know who you are thinking about putting on this one. Oh, Igwe is gonna be really good on this. I think Igwe is a really, really great, like choice, to be honest. I think he'll sound really good on this production as well. Tay Melody says fire. This one's also self-produced. Let us know what you think in the chat. Igwe will be cool on it. What I would do, and this is just something that, like, as an exercise for you, something I like to do when I'm filling features is kind of have like a backup list as well. Hit fucking Leroy and the Big Ass Kids team, bro. They did some stuff with Igwe recently. There's got to be someone in your network who knows him personally as well. Like, yeah, he would sound really good on this. Shit, make a TikTok about it. I know, but I just hit him to put me on contact with Punching Bag. Okay, that's totally fair. That's totally fair. Shit, make a piece of content about it. Low-key, like, that's not a bad way to go about it. You know what I mean? It's like, sometimes, like, you can make the marketing of the song a part of the making of the song as well, if that makes sense. Like, you could easily just make a piece of content. It's like, yo, tag Igwe. Like, I want to get Igwe on this song. Day one of making a video until Igwe gets on this song. Like, there's just, I think there's ways you can go about it. You're like, yeah, that's like a little annoying maybe to him. But like, I think there's options here, right? Where it's like, all right, well, even if it's not Igwe, Like, you start putting that song up and someone really loves it and it's like a good feature for you, you might actually end up getting something that might even be better than that, just off the strength of the marketing campaign as well. Just something to think about. I mean, you don't have to do it that way by any means, but I do think, like, worst comes to worst, that's not a bad way to go about it. And or if you have artists that you know that you're friends with, or artists or producers that you work with who are like friends with them and have maybe worked with them in the past, I think the relationship aspect of this industry is just so important to, like, yeah, sometimes it is just like asking people to connect the dots that you know are kind of close to and around him already. Shit, I'll keep it in mind, and if there's anybody who comes up that I think might be a good fit, bro, like, I'll just reach out as well and see if we can connect those dots for you. But that was fire. Anto now on Instagram, super talented, only 17, produces everything himself. Like, it's just look, like, this is kind of work ethic I think you need to have at this age now, is like, if you really want to do this long term, figuring out how to do as much of it as possible early on is definitely not a bad way to start. Carnivorous, Quasar LLD up next. I am Quasar LLD, and I'm a rising artist from Boston, Massachusetts. This song is off my new album, Sir Ethereal. If you rock with it, I hope you stick around to see my growth and journey. Let us know what you think. We'll do one more song after this, and we'll do our first free skip of the night. Carnivorous. Northside 40 said that one was ill. Welcome into the chat for the first time, my dude.
Said she fucking with that other nigga, but she all on me. Had her caught up in the sauce. All I do is
okay, the bounce on this is crazy already.
Got authenticity. Yeah, little nigga, that's my ball. And I see you playing D. Yeah, she let me in between. Had to box a CAT. Man, I had
mix on this could be a little bit cleaner, but honestly, I really fuck with the energy, so I'm gonna save this one. Vocal tone and delivery is 10 out of 10 for me. We need some ad-libs. We need some vocal layers. If anything, the vocals just feel a little bit too raw. You know what I mean? We need a little bit of post-production on there, a touch of reverb, a little compression. But the energy is very good. Quasar.LLD. Let us know what you think in the chat, man. I like this. I'm enjoying this one. Great beat choice. Cameroni says, I feel like the beat and mix doesn't do the artist justice. I actually like the beat. There's maybe elements of the production, like sound choices, I don't love. But I think if this was mixed better, I probably wouldn't hear those things. Like string synth sound could probably come down in this mix overall. But the vocals just stand out to me. I think the delivery is actually really strong. He's just having so much fun with his vocal, you know what I mean? You can kind of hear and feel that. I'm sorry, but the beat sounds like it was made by a producer started yesterday. Yes and no, because I will say, in general, if you listen to music in this space overall frequently, right? A lot of these beats are a little bit more stock sounding, a little bit more FL Studio leaning, like, so I've heard a lot of music that sounds like this in this space, which is why I'm not so mad about the beat itself, right? But I do understand what you're saying.
He don't want no drama, cause that boy got me stuffed. Said she fucking with that other nigga, but she all on me. Had her caught up in the sauce.
I think even with that, I'm enjoying it, and can't show. Thank you. I get what you're saying, though. It's still got a nice bounce to it, though. I just think I've heard worse. Maybe that's what it is. I've just heard worse.
With the team. Try to find some people you can trust, hope they support your dream. And make sure they on this shit too, we should all be getting cream. If somebody
I don't know, man. I enjoyed this one.
Like the fucking meme. I'm too slick like oil sheen.
Quasar.LLD on Instagram.
I might turn it to a fiend. Do this shit with no fatigue. I'm like Gilmore at the T. No one snapping on these. Wait, hold on. I'm getting a phone call.
I feel like this shit would knock, bro. If you're a metal guy, check out my new song. I do like metal. I'm not gonna say that I don't enough, but if you want to submit, just make sure you hit this link in the chat. It's the best way to submit music for the stream. That is where I'm going to be pulling all the songs from. That one was Quasar.LLD. I'm not sure how old he is, if I'm being honest. He doesn't look super old for what it's worth. Like, he doesn't seem like he's super deep into his career yet either. Like, it feels like overall 24. Sorry, he's in the chat. 24 years old. Yeah, I think for me, look, all right, I don't disagree on the production side of things, but I do think from a vocal perspective, this guy fucking nailed it. Great delivery style, really animated vocal style, on point rhythmically. He had fun, cool inflections. I think for me, what I would like to hear more of is vocal layering, more ad-libs, just stuff to kind of fill up some of that space around the verses specifically. And then from a beat perspective, I understand where homie was coming from in the chat about some of the sound choices being a little bit more stock feeling. Arrangement-wise, I wasn't terribly mad about it. Also, just from like literally like a knocking, like kind of fun standpoint, I wasn't really terribly mad about it either. I think it fits the style and kind of like the space this music sits in as well, because I hear a lot of music that's kind of like that, right? But yeah, I think if anything, the mix on the vocal probably is the biggest thing that I would like to hear improve, because I do think just a little bit. Just a little bit. Look, hey, that's totally fine. Don't even apologize. If you're an engineer or a producer in here and you want to collaborate with people, fucking talk to these people in the chat. Yeah, I think also, Tay Melody, you made the beat. It's not to shit on the beat by any means, because actually there's a lot of things I do like about it. There were specific sound choices that I think could have been a bit stronger. The synthy kind of string sound that you had in there that was a little bit more, it was a little bit louder, one, so it really kind of cut in pretty aggressively when it did come in. That's probably the big one for me. Outside of that, I'm not too mad at the sound choices. I'm not too mad at the overarching feeling of the song. But I understand where Cameroni music is coming from. I think for me, it's mostly just in the actual overall balance of the mix, production and vocal. And I think if you improve those things, then everything's really going to shine through even more. But I enjoyed the song. I put it in the playlist because I think there's a lot of things that I did really like about it. And we followed you as well on Instagram. Good work overall. I definitely want to hear you guys do more. And it does feel like you have like a pretty good kind of chemistry on the track as well, which you always love to hear between a producer and an artist. Yes, experimental electronic music is fine. Just go to Nero.fm/KayvanMD to submit. We got Ace Brianna up next. This one's called Whole World. Hoping to release this one in March. Used a Rose Mark II, Mellotron live bass, electric guitar, and drums on this one. Was inspired by 90s R&B and wanted to do a modern take on it. Thanks. Amazing. We're going to do our first free skip after this, so make sure you submit if you haven't already in the chat, all right? Hit that link that I just put in there if you want to skip the queue. We do have a paid skip queue if you want to do it, but we're going to do our first free skip of the night right after this one, okay? Whole World, Ace Brianna up next. Let us know what you think in the chat. And if you have any music industry questions, feel free to ask. I like to use this time as like office hours for any of you guys to ask me questions too, so feel free to ask whatever you want in the chat, all right? Ace Brianna on Instagram. Oh, lovely work on the electric piano though.
Keep you safe with me, baby. When I see you in the morning, I can feel it when we talk, but baby, we could be a song. Everything we're feeling off, but we can go on for days.
Nels, what's up? Welcome back to the chat. Happy Thursday.
Forget about the times when I made mistakes, cause my life been going down ever since you ain't around,
There's aspects of the singing parts, like at moments where I'm like, I could be a little bit stronger, but the overall vibe is very good on this.
I keep you safe with me, baby.
I think it's just on those kinds of notes where it gets slightly shaky.
What about your style? Probably made my heart race. Let's forget about the rules. I ain't one for the space.
It actually reminds me of Common a little bit. Is this? Well, no, you didn't sample, right? But it feels like Go, like the chord progression of Go, which is my favorite Common song. Let us know what you think in the chat. Okay, when you've got the tuning on it, nailed it, right? Knight says, or sorry, Brianna says, would this artist ever want to explore a type of like John Bellion type production or approach? Great question. Ace Brianna, let us know in the chat. My whole world now. You mean the world to me, yeah. I keep you safe from me, baby. This one feels good though, I will say. Yeah, for sure, it says Ace. Hey man, look, You guys can make me sing if you want. If you want to use your channel points to make me sing you a song, I will. I will say, though, I am kind of sick, and I have not sung at all recently, so it's not going to be good. I like that one. Here's my thing. I think a little bit of work on some of the sung moments. It's interesting because when you tune it and you put the tuning on like further into the song, it actually sounded great. I would just throw the tune on all of your vocals across the board, or it's just being a little bit more confident, I think, in certain parts of the song, especially in that lower register. I feel like when you get into your higher register, that's probably the sweet spot for your vocal. When you get into that lower register, it gets a little shaky, and I think you can either fix that with tuning, or it's really just learning how to support your vocal with your diaphragm, right? Like, that's one of the things my vocal coach taught me like years ago, which I think really actually helped me sing and be a little bit more precise notes-wise with singing, is not thinking about, you're not singing from here, right? You don't want to be pushing from this place when you're singing. You really want to think about supporting those notes from your diaphragm, which is like down here in your gut. You know what I mean? And you'll feel that shit. You really got to feel it out. It's hard to actually be told how to do it. It's just one of those things where the more you sing and the more you like consciously think about it while you're singing, I think the easier it gets. And I think especially for those lower notes, right, it does require a little bit more support from you from a breath perspective. So, I mean, look, best advice I can give anybody out here who's trying to be a singer is learn how to breathe while you sing. That quite literally is a game changer. Like, as soon as you really start thinking about breathing, when to breathe, how often you breathe, when the breaths actually should come in to give you the most breath to support the notes and the things that you're doing, to me, that was one of the biggest changes for me as a singer. Like, it made me so much better, in my own opinion, when I started to really think about breathing and focus on breathing while I was singing. And it's something that I have to literally like close my eyes and really focus on like my body and how my body feels when I'm doing it. But I do think that it's one of those things that really does make a difference. And breathing in itself, I think, makes it way easier to do all the things you want to do vocally, especially if you're pushing yourself a little bit more, right? Because I think like most of us tend to try and force things right here. And it's maybe what feels natural to you, but then it's going to feel very unnatural if you're singing that way. And then you start to think about diaphragmatic breathing and stuff like that. But I will say that shit will 100% make you a better singer and make it way easier for you to do a lot of the things that you want to do vocally. Cameron says, I really want to find a vocal coach. We have no one in my area. Look, there are plenty of artists who do vocal, piano, all kinds of lessons over Zoom now and like remotely. So don't just think about in your area. You could easily do vocal lessons online. The same way I can do therapy online and talk to my therapist on Zoom, you guys can do vocal coaching over Zoom and things like that. And you'll still learn what you need to learn. Brianna and I says, hey, find Kurt Wolf. So check out Kurt Wolf. I'm assuming that's a vocal coach who does things that way. But definitely don't think just because you are in a place that does not have vocal coaches, you cannot find one. We live in a different time, okay? Lovely vocal coach. Highly recommend. 10 out of 10, says Brianna Knight. And you're going to hear her music in a little bit. So take it from me. Great singer. I don't think you'll be upset. If this is who she's taking vocal lessons from, I think you guys will be okay, all right? Bestie, Freaky Sauna Dragonfly up next. Submitted this last year. We wanted to put it back on your radar. Now available in Dolby Atmos as well. Oh, you know what? Yes. I'm so glad that this is back on my radar. This was in my release calendar last week, but it wasn't out yet. And I was looking for it because I listened to it on social, and it was really good. Bestie.mp3. I actually fuck with them. They're sick. Let us know what you think in the chat. This is our first free skip of the night. We'll get back into your paid skips in a second. I've been waiting for this one to drop, actually. It is groovy. I agree with Boy Paco. I'm trying to remember who the two... Yeah, Cameo Odell and Jules. Cameo Odell is one half of this group. Let's go find both individual pieces. Cameo Odell _ for one half of the group. The other half of the group, Jules _ Présent. Also fire. As a group, bestie.mp3 on Instagram as well. I like this one. It's a good combo of like R&B, like commercial R&B. You got a little bit of Afrobeat influence in there in the production as well, especially with those log drums. Good vocal performance on this one. Great melodic choices. It's well written. It moves really well just from an arrangement standpoint, too. Brianna says, I like it. Springtime, summertime is upon us. Boy Paco says, drop top down, driving the Pacific Coast Highway with the sea breeze in my face. Yeah, if you live on the West Coast, you can listen to this already. If you live on the East Coast, you gotta wait a couple weeks. Maybe a month or two still. It's got such a good bounce to it, though, I will say. It's okay, it's okay. We still listen to good energy music even when it's cold. Nell says, I for sure heard this before, maybe a snippet. We did listen to it before it came out, like last year, I think they said. Super catchy, such an easy listen. 3 minutes and 13 seconds long is a great runtime, too. Again, bestie.mp3 on Instagram. Kentrell says, if you live in Georgia like me, you just gotta check the weather every day. Might get you a chance, might not. Yeah, but then all summer, it's gonna be so unbelievably hot. You will absolutely be able to listen to it for a solid 8 months of the year. Now, this was the energy I needed on Thursday night. Really great work. Freaky Sauna Dragonfly, Bestie, that's Cameo Adele, and Jules. You can find that one out now on all DSPs, so you're going to see it in On A Music, this playlist on Saturday, and also in the songs you found on Livestream playlist as well. Great work. Cantrell says, some of you got to play it from the kitchen. Too hot outside. That's so fucking real, bro. That's one of the things I do not miss about living in the South during the summertime, is that it just like, it's one of those places where you literally can't be outside. You just have to go from one air-conditioned space to the other air-conditioned space. And in between those two spaces, you will get extremely sweaty in a very short period of time because it feels like you are being suffocated by the air and the heat in the air. It's just unbelievable. The humidity is unbelievable. So I totally feel you, bro. That's absolutely my least favorite thing about the South. And maybe my most favorite thing about LA is the unbelievable weather. It's like hot right now. It's like 80, 70, 80 degrees there. But it's like no humidity. It's like the driest, most amazing, like cool heat at the same time. Northside 40 said, this is beautifully orchestrated. I agree. Great work from both of them. Big fan of that one. All right, let's get back into your paid skips now. We'll do another 5. We'll do another we'll do another 5 paid skips. We'll do a free skip after that. All right. Champion Plus, J Chromatic up next. I like this artist. He's definitely got that like underground, that youthful kind of sound. I mean, Cantrell, you're in Atlanta, so you guys got a lot of that down there. To me, Jay kind of fits in this interesting space that is very like forward-thinking hip-hop wise and a little bit more experimental. But I like it. Let us know what you think in the chat. My biggest feedback has been on mixes for him overall, though.
Young nigga feel like a champion. I got down to the shell, my neck. Young nigga cap this cheddar. It's stormy, I count the weather.
I do feel like the ad-libs on this one feel a little bit loud right now. Especially with the reverb on them. I like the Glockenspiel reference though, that's nice.
Give me a plate, I'm hungry still. Start eating on the beat like my last meal. She treat me like got the way she need. Yeah.
A little bit of imbalance, I think, in the production. I would go back and just take a listen to this instrumental mix again.
Give me a pattern, you know I be sewing. Louis V patty, your nigga been growing. Acting my waist, you know I been towing. I'm giving the blueprint you niggas been owing.
I think partially a bit of me wants to hear a little bit more energy, I think, in the vocal delivery as well. Mr. Peabody Mason, what's up? Welcome to the chat. Nice to see you. If you want to submit, just go to nero.fan/KayvanMD. It's free to do submit always. Yeah, everything is pretty mono, so the super stereo ad-libs stand out a bit too much this camera. Alright, that's good to know. Yeah, I think that's probably my biggest thing, if I'm being honest, in listening to this one. It's just that the ad-libs do feel a little jarring, a little too present. I would like to hear a little bit more variation, I think, in the arrangement, especially around the production. It's not super long, so that's less of an issue. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's generally only something that I'm super picky about when it's like, all right, like the energy of the beat is low, the energy of the vocal is low. If the energy matches between the vocal and the production, that's maybe not so much of an issue to me. But I do feel like there could be more energy in the vocal, especially because there is so much energy in the beat. And I think I completely changed what I was talking about for no reason just now. I was also talking about the arrangement in the beat. It feels a little bit more loopy and like focused and loop based. So it's like at a certain point it does get a little bit more repetitive, but because it's only 2:30, it's not the end of the world. That being said, I don't think it would hurt you to have a little bit more variation in the production, especially from an arrangement standpoint. And then delivery-wise, I just want to hear a little bit more energy. I like that you kind of did this more laid-back flow at points, but like at the same time, I just want to hear you like also hit me with like the energy and the confidence. Like there's just so much of it in the beat itself. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Anyway, Tide, how are you, man? It's good to see you. I'm glad that you are here. I hope that you are well. And I'm doing okay. I've had a busy week. I'm tired right now. Cameron says, yeah, it sounds like a freestyle beat rather than the song composition. Exactly. And that's something I am such a stickler for arrangement, bro. Like as a producer, it's something I think about a lot. It's something that I think really can make or break a song. And also just like give more structure to a song as well. You know what I mean? Like I think there has to be that structure. Sometimes if it's just the same thing all the way throughout, you kind of lose that aspect of it. So it's less of an experience when you listen to it. And it's maybe less memorable when you listen to it too. I was just talking to this group of kids from Boston yesterday. We were listening and doing like kind of like a private feedback session. And that was one of the biggest things that I talked about in it was arrangement. You know what I mean? And making sure that you're kind of creating a listening experience for the listener. And yeah, just to hop on the soapbox for a second, like arrangement is one of the most important pieces of songwriting, I think, and of production. If you think about it from the standpoint of like, all right, like when you're experiencing anything, right? Like if you're watching a film, if you're watching TV, there's going to be ebbs and flows. There's going to be climaxes. There's going to be moments that kind of pull you back in, moments where things strip down and it's a little quieter and it's like not as complex or as complicated. And I think that's the same thing with music, right? You want music and listening to music to be an experience. You want there to be these ebbs and flows. You want there to be moments where you build into a climax and kind of create these huge moments. Like it, you know, I try to not, it's hard to describe it another way, but I think about music almost like a little bit of a roller coaster ride, especially when you look at the waveform of some of your favorite songs, right? You are going to see this. You are visually able to see this, I think, in the waveform where you see things kind of pull back. You'll see those choruses kind of build and they'll have more elements in the chorus. Similar thing when you get into those second verses or the bridge, like the bridge will be super pulled back, but then it'll build into this huge climactic moment towards the end of the song. Cameroni says, I love climaxing. I think it's the same when you're creating music. You want people to have that feeling, right? You want them to build into these moments. And the further you get into a song, I think there's choices you can make. It's either you build into a huge moment, you pull back, it's the end. Or you can kind of strip down, and get, you know, smaller, quieter as you kind of finish the song out. For me, I prefer that kind of build into a climax moment. It feels really cinematic. It feels like something that people will walk away with and be like, oh, damn. And I think some of my favorite songs kind of end that way. You know, like if I think about classic R&B songs that I really love, like as these vocals build into these crazy complex arrangements with runs and all of these, like maybe there's more instrumentation coming in and things like that. Like to me, those are the moments generally I'll walk away from in songs that I love and be like, wow, I am so impressed with how that built into this moment. So I do think just like as a musician, as a producer, as an artist, you want to be thinking about the experience the listeners are having through the arrangement as well. It's not something that you should just ignore. It is something that you should really think about in depth because I think it can really make or break a song and make it better or make it worse. A poor arrangement will absolutely make a song worse. A great arrangement will absolutely make a song better. All right, let's move on. Garden of Biblos. Garden of Biblos. First time producing, would love to hear your thoughts. I'll be driving, so I won't be in the chat, but I'll be listening. Indie alternative kind of vibe. I was inspired by Habibi Funk. Tansa Albi. Let us know what you think in the chat. And if you are in the chat and you haven't submitted yet, just make sure you hit !submit, !skip if you want to learn how to skip the queue. It is always free for you to submit, okay? 3 more songs, we'll do a free skip. We got a free skip section coming up in probably about 30 minutes also. Oh, cool. Tansa_Albi on Instagram. I believe he's Lebanese. Really beautiful vocal tone on this already. If you do this on TikTok, Nero.fan/KayvanMD to submit. It is free. So I think instrumentally, production-wise, this is really great. Vocal mixes probably still needs a little bit of work, I think. Great actual sing, like the singing itself is really strong. I think like one of the things we talked about in the past was pulling back on the vibrato to allow the vocal to really shine through, and I think you've done a great job of that. See, it's a taste, it's such a tasteful amount of vibrato there at the end of the line, and the fact that it kind of builds into it is a really nice touch too. Nice little inflections, nice little tiny grace notes in there as well. Cool as fuck, man. Yeah. His Instagram is Tansa, Tansa. _ALBI, Albi. Really a fantastic singer, like amazing vocalist. I love that this is like a little bit more sparse production-wise. There's not a ton of instrumentation. It's really ambient in the background and it really focuses on the vocal. But I think the vocal arrangement really adds to it. And there's been a clear climax as well through this arrangement. This is probably my favorite Tansa song that we've listened to so far. We've listened to quite a few. To me, this feels the most polished. There's still things I think about the vocal mix that could be a little stronger, but I think from a production, arrangement, songwriting standpoint, I really like this one a lot. And also shout out to just, again, like the Phrygian scale and kind of the usage of like a more Arabic, Middle Eastern leaning kind of music theory element. It is really nice, and I feel like we get to know who you are and about you as well through that. You know what I mean? It's like we're really getting that influence from your culture in the music, which I think is amazing. Netica, don't worry. I always sing that scale. Look, I think any Middle Eastern person, like I tend to find myself doing that when I'm producing as well, honestly, because it's just, I really love the way it sounds. I love the feeling that you get from it. But I think people like Lolo's Y have done a good job of it too. If you listen to like Desert Rose, like reincorporating like a more Middle Eastern sound, like at least like melodically and from a music theory standpoint into the music, especially if that's culturally something that you have in and around your life. It's hard to not want to bring it in at times, but I think you did a really beautiful job of it. I know you're driving right now, so don't feel like you need to say anything, but overall, this one was a really, really great one for me. I think, again, like I said, there's some balancing things, there's like some slight mixing things, I think, on the vocal side that could be a little bit stronger, but it's ever so slight in comparison to maybe what we were listening to, you know, like 2-3 songs ago from you. It does feel like you've grown a lot. And as you continue to produce more, it really feels like we're getting you on these tracks, which is really great as well. So just keep it up, man. I definitely want to hear more. Tansa _Albi. I like that. That is definitely my favorite one that I've heard from you so far. Great job. Yeah, you should submit. We only have like 5 or 6 more paid skips, I think. 7, 8 more paid skips, and we'll do a couple free skips throughout, but we're going to do a whole free skip section once we get done with the paid skips too. So even if there's 50, I always tell people, even if there's 50 in here, submit anyway. And then also one of the things that I'll probably likely do is open up submissions for Monday's stream before we get to the end of stream today. So just stick around. Like, even if you don't get played today, you can always resubmit for Monday's stream ahead of time if you want to do that. Be further up the queue, get in there a little earlier, do the paid skip, whatever you want to do, okay? Letterman, Pari Blanco up next, Pulse album. I've enjoyed what I've heard from Pari Blanco so far.
For the bitch on the truck, for the bitch on the flight. My mama been wanting me, have a little me, but mama, this how they like.
Do You Believe in Me was my favorite so far, though. I've said this a couple times, too much reverb delay on the lead vocal. It's not loud, but it's there in the background, and I think it bleeds into some of the other elements vocally and then also, you know, instrumentally as well in the production, which makes it feel a little bit messier, I think, in my opinion. I think the other thing that I hear, and this is really the reverb delay note again, is like, especially on some of these words and plosives where they're a little bit more harsh, it just accentuates some of those, like, you know, kind of transient sounds that come with the vocal. I do think the vocal tone is really nice, and if you're in the chat, please let us know what you think. I do think the vocal tone is good. I'm not so mad at the delivery overall, but I think the mix on this vocal tone, specifically around the delivery, kind of highlights some more of like the elements I don't love about it. And you can hear it even there, right? Like, you hear it even there. You got to be careful with reverbs and delays, because some, like, they really will kind of like highlight those little details. You really got to control your vocal first and like get a clean vocal before you start doing a bunch of additive stuff. Otherwise, it catches all those inconsistencies, you know? It's the same with really any like effects kind of based VSTs. Like, if you don't clean up your vocal first, it's just gonna pick up on all those little things and just make them more noticeable. Pari Blanco on Instagram, PARIBLACN or PARIBLANCO, Pari Blanco. Yeah, you know what? Look, that's not just a him thing. It's a everybody thing. Thanks, Nick. It's been a long day, man. I've used my brain a lot today. Sometimes when I use my brain too much during the day, it's really hard for me to actually speak like a human being at the end of the day. So yeah, that's the only thing I will say. Overall, though, look, I like it. I do think there's something really cool here with Pari, especially in the vocal delivery. I do think it's kind of like just teaming up with the right engineer to really get the best vocal mix in there. To me, that's really the only thing that I hear is kind of in that vocal mix specifically. I actually liked the other elements of it, but yeah, it's just kind of like that reverb delay sometimes. It just accentuates some of those inconsistencies, and I think if you can get those and kind of control those before you start doing the additive stuff on the post-production, it'll really help clean them up overall. He's definitely in the pocket of what I think he's going for. It's smooth. I like it. So Nels. I agree, and all of those things. Like he's hitting the right moments. He's hitting the right pockets. He's doing the right things in the delivery itself, and in the writing, and in the way he's kind of approaching the song, even in the beat choice. It's really just that, like, all right, clean up your vocal first, then start doing the additive stuff. If you don't control your vocal when you get started off rip, you're going to have those inconsistencies throughout, and they're just going to stick there. And anything else you do to it is just going to accentuate those things, right? So, no better. Northside 40 up next. Song off my next project, 10,000th Hour, about love and passion, blend of my music career and my love life, and why those two can conflict each other. Well, that is definitely the truth. I think a lot of artists and creatives can definitely understand that. Out of Yonkers, New York, let us know what you think in the chat. Okay, first things first. The sub is hitting a little quiet, and my feeling is it's probably because it's too loud in the overall mix. Then when you upload it to Spotify, that compression algorithm has compressed the fuck out of it. So the whole master feels like kind of squashed and quiet now, but it's realistically probably because the sub is the loudest thing that's in the actual mix. So it's making it hit really soft, right? Northside 40 on Instagram. Not mad at the delivery itself, right? Got a very classic New York sound to it. Solid hook as well from a writing standpoint. Let us know what you think in the chat. Biggest thing for me here is definitely this master feeling kind of quiet, but I have a feeling, my gut is saying it's because this sub mix is loud. Got a little A boogie to it.
Let's just get along, can we get it on? Trying to live my life, I had a best time. Been in and out the city on the west side, lower east side. I know who I was since I was knee high.
I do think you could give it a little bit more of that auto-tune effect and sound, just a touch. It's like, it feels like you pulled back on it maybe just a little too much, and if you gave it a tiny bit more, it'd really round out and smooth out this vocal delivery, especially melodically.
Baby, you should know me better. It's just a way to me, like every day for me. Baby, you should know me better. I thought I told you.
I like the beat. I do just think biggest thing from here is the master feels a little quiet, and
do what I'm supposed
I've listened to enough music to have this kind of like, it's not a conspiracy, but this is my whole thing is every time I hear a beat where the sub is too loud, whenever that shit, because I'm sure when you listen to this as an actual like master export file, it probably knocks a little bit harder. But every time I have a song that's a little bit too bass heavy and I upload that shit to Spotify, the song gets very quiet and it entirely ruins the listening experience for me. So it's just something to keep in mind. It's for them clubs. For sure. And I'm sure when the DJs have the actual wave file, then it will hit a little bit harder than it does on Spotify. But you just kind of have to keep that in mind. How's there so many people in the queue? We're on Twitch and YouTube as well. TikTok is actually my third place that I stream. I really only just started adding it to bring more people over to Twitch and YouTube. So that's why there's only a couple of you on the TikTok chat. But if you come over to Twitch, there's like 25-ish or so, 30 in the chat over there. And then we've got some people, like 2 or 3 over on YouTube as well. But Twitch is the main platform that we stream on, which is why, you know, there's going to be a lot of people in the queue. Again, if you want to guarantee you get played on stream today, best thing you can do is join our skip queue, which is only $5. I try to make it nice and cheap for everybody. Northside40 on Instagram, in comparison to some of those other music streamers that will charge you your entire firstborn child to get it. Cameron Cameroni says, you don't really need to mix your subs very loud. People have crazy bass boosted headphones and speakers, especially in the car, so it'll bump crazy. I agree with this. So I actually think 9 out of 10 times, it's not necessarily the person is mixing the sub loud, but they're listening on headphones, right? They're monitoring on headphones, or they're monitoring on small speakers, and they think, oh, because this sounds quiet here, I need to crank my sub up in this mix so that I can get it to knock on this system. But what you need to really, you know, like you truly need to just keep this in mind. When you are monitoring your subs and your kicks, the most important thing that you can look at is the faders, because the faders are going to tell you the truth of what's actually happening in the mix. And like I said, do the thing where you cut your volume really, really low, and you'll hear those things standing out. You know what I mean? But like, you have to be mindful of what you are mixing on and what you are monitoring your songs on, because that is not necessarily the way that people are going to hear it out in the wild. And it's definitely, yeah, that's exactly what the issue is. I've heard it a million times. I've seen it happen with my own distro releases. I tell people this every fucking time I listen to a mix. I'm like, yo, like, just make sure the shit is balanced first and foremost. It will knock, depending on what you're listening to it on. People will cut the bass up if they need to, but the worst thing you can do for yourself is turn that sub up too loud, then distribute that song, put it on DSPs, and the whole thing is just quiet, because that's actually going to take people out of it. Like, I hear it a lot. I see it a lot. When I'm listening back to back with another song and something like that happens and I'm like picking for a playlist, 9 out of 10 times I'm gonna cut the song that gets really quiet, because it just feels really out of place and it kind of kills the vibe when you're already in like the mix, right? Like if you think about it like a DJ, I'm in the mix, I'm listening to songs. At a certain point, like if the energy and the momentum is killed in what I'm listening to, I'm probably cutting that song for the listener's sake. You know what I'm saying? Nell said, I agree, the autotune up a bit could really help that flow, right? Beat is bumping. Yeah, overall, I think you did a great job. This mix feedback is really the only thing that I hear, and it's probably the only reason I didn't playlist it. I think had you not had that issue with the sub, I probably would have put it in the playlist. Similarly with the autotune, it's not a huge deal, but I do think it's just ever so slightly too low on the retune speed. And if you cut that retune speed up just a touch more, I do actually think it would smooth and round out the entire vocal, and just it'll get the effect that you're looking for as well. Overall, great job, good energy, good hook, great beat choice. Keep doing it. I want to hear more as well, but I think those are probably the things I would really focus in on just improving from this one to the next one. All right, La Troisième Rue from Sam Tate. Troisième Rue, the album out now. Wondering if this is going to be in French. But that means Third Street, the Third Street. I speak a little French, guys. About 1,000 days in, 1,100 days in on Duolingo. Let us know what you think in the chat. Vocals feel a little quiet in this one off a rip. Beat is knocking, but I really do wish that the vocals were up a little bit more. I always tell vocalists, make the vocal the star of the show, man. That's what you want people to walk away with at the end of the day. The Troisième Rue, 3rd Street. I actually love the delivery. It's just quiet. Vocals could definitely just come up in this. That bar took me out. That's 3rd Street in French. He's not lying. be honest, I'm enjoying this one a lot. It is really just gonna come down to that quiet vocal and wishing the vocal was up in the mix just a little bit more. If you're with us on TikTok and you want to submit, it's just nearit.fm/KayvanMD. I would love to listen to your music. It's free to submit music, okay? We're live on Twitch and YouTube as well if you want to come join us in the chat over there. Sam Tate, Le Troisième Roue. I think for me, biggest thing here is that the vocal could come up. Overall, enjoyed the bounce, enjoyed the delivery, enjoyed the writing. It's a good hook. The real Sam Tate on Instagram. I'm liking the vibe overall. For me, the big thing here is just like, this feels more like a dope freestyle than a song. Yeah, I like it. It's just the quiet vocal. As I learned something today, I fuck with that. I like it, says Sam. Look, it says Steve-O. Sorry. There's a lot of good things about this one. I think, you know, when it comes down to it, though, the big thing here is just the vocal mix could come up. If the vocal mix was a little bit louder and I think a little bit, like, just stood out a little bit more overall in that, it probably would have hit a little bit harder for everybody. But I think, look, it's a great start. I want to hear more from you. I want you to keep sending music in. Definitely keep that flow, though. I think that flow, that energy, all of those parts of it were dead on. To me, it's really just the mix that kind of let you down, I think, a little bit in that. But enjoyed it. Brianna Knight, Lick back up next, man. In the middle of figuring out an EP. This is the next single. Trying to figure out the mix. I want to know everyone's vote. Do you prefer concept or sonics when listening to an EP? Both, I think, are equally as important. I don't know that I would sacrifice one for the other, but let's check it out. This is Lick Back from Brianna Knight. Amazing vocalist. I am historically a fan of pretty much everything that I've heard so far, but let us know what you think in the chat. If you're an R&B head, I think you'll probably be a fan, if we're being completely honest. So let us know what you think. We got a free skip coming up after this one, okay?
Almost burned my coffee trying to wake up and go. Ruin my day, keep leaving lie on the phone. I just had a break.
Let us know what you think in the chat.
Doing okay now, girl. Left the drawers in my house. One too many phone calls.
Getting in a nice little pocket here for sure. Similar note on the lead vocal needing to come up a little bit more and the bass to come down a touch, I think, too. Good chorus already. Great melody. The jump, it's like the jumping into different melodic pockets is so nice. Cameron says the mids and low end is a bit too much on the vocals. I feel that, Shameless, thank you.
You said he had who in your bed, ooh, I would kill them. Matter of fact, leave it to me, swear you won't miss them. These men will never learn their lesson. So I'm making an example of this one. No, we had way too many phone calls.
Really nice attention to detail, I agree. Masterfully done runs. Nah, this is a sing-along. This is a sing-along for sure. Akash says great energy. Amazing vocal layering. Positive vibe while also being like a little bit more of a serious topic. To me, it's just the balance between the vocal and the instrumental, right? Like, hooks well crafted, nice layering. Diff got to tap in. Yeah, if you guys want to go follow, it's Brianna Knight Music on Instagram. She's amazing. Amazing writer, amazing vocal performer as well. I do think I feel like the ladies will really like this one too. Just even the approach to the songwriting, like it feels like something like women will really enjoy and like get. Carrick Music says this is smooth. Thought it was Coco Jones for a second. Netica says love this. Look, I will say, just like, if we're mix aside, all the elements here are done extremely well. This is like radio ready, like absolutely a commercial R&B song. Yeah, some runs on this third section, give it a good send off, says Steve-O. There are some really, really great vocal moments in that track. I think the one thing that I will say is just when you are mixing this one, make sure that those vocals stand out and that they are the star, because like, you are going to want that to really be the thing that people walk away from. Production is great. It's a great beat choice. It's really easy to listen to. It's definitely a very commercial sound overall, but I think like the thing that people will be most impressed by is the thing I'm most impressed by is the vocal arrangement and the actual vocal performance. So just make sure, look, like at the end of the day, that should be the star for you. That is going to be the thing that people are going to walk away from the song being like, holy shit, wow. She's got the vocals going number one. The rest will get this as Pot Shot. Really, really great work overall. There's not really many notes I have on how that can improve. I think purely from a performance standpoint, you've knocked it out of the park. The only thing that I can really point to is the mix, but I know this is V1. It literally says V1. So like, you know, take a couple more stabs at it, take a couple more versions of it. But overall, I think amazing work. Definitely can't wait for that one to come out. You 100% will be getting playlisted when I hear it. Brianna Knight Music on Instagram. Make sure you go tap in. Go listen to the other music too. Honestly, everything I've heard so far, I've been very impressed by. All right, let's spin the wheel. We're going to do another free skip, and then we'll get back into your paid skips right after that. Shout out to you if you're in the chat. I think there's like 30 in here right now. It's great to see you. Happy Thursday. It's almost the weekend. If you're in the chat, let us know what you've been working on. What are you excited about? Where are you watching from? If you have any music industry questions, feel free to ask them. I'm always happy to answer them. It is one of my favorite parts of the stream. Next up, we've got Bags and Tent with Sun Gaze. All right, let us know what you think in the chat. Netica says working on an EP. Would love to hear it. Hell yeah. Let's go, Bags. I believe Bags is Filipino. Yeah, this is awesome already.
I've been dreaming of this day when everything that hurts me goes away.
It is some anime intro music for sure. Well, he's got the Power Rangers thing on too, bro. The Morphous is such a power place this Quaidro. I agree. It could be a little louder, I think, master-wise, but... Tarek says Beyblade. Wait, that's awesome. Wait, I really like this a lot. We're going to make sure we put this in the playlist on Spotify, too. Perfect for sync licensing opportunities, says Boy Paco. I like these melodies, says Tarek. Graphic design is not for the weak man. Bro, it's hard as fuck. Oh, come on, bro. What a guitar solo. This is screaming anime intro. As somebody who watches a lot of anime, you could put this in any of my favorite animes, and I would be very happy about it. Intro or outro? I agree with you, Cameroni. I'm going to talk about that in a second. The composition is awesome, though. There's so many cool little details in this. I love the melody choices. 100% make an AMV to this, without a doubt. Lyrics are nice too, honestly. It's written well. Steven said this would be a banger for a great romance anime now.
Flying high with me into the sunshine. There's nothing left up here.
This is awesome. Oh, a key change. Classic. A classic J-pop. A classic J-pop key change, bro. Put the vocals up and you have a banger in hands. I really like that. Shout out to bro with the Dino Thunder Morpha. This is nice. Save, says Netica. Yeah, I put this in the playlist as well. I really like this, says Cameroni. Great timing with the Fortnite skins. All right, 10 out of 10 on the video, 10 out of 10 on the whole energy. Like, everything about this I really loved. The one thing that stands out is the balance in the mix. I agree the instrumental and all of the instrumental parts feel a little bit tucked in the back. I would have liked them to feel a little bit more immersive all around because the vocals really stand out in a great way. I think the composition is fantastic. I love the arrangement. I love the way it moves. I love the way it's written. Guitar solo is a really nice touch. What I would kind of point to and maybe would say go reference from a mix standpoint is things like some of the anime openings. You know what I mean? Like, to me, immediately one of the ones that I think of is probably Death Note opening music. What's it called? I can't remember. Nightmare, The World. One of my favorite anime songs of all time. Something changed in mastering levels in the last 5 years. I don't know. I'm not an engineer, so I don't already have the answer to that one. But I guess, I mean, look, if you listen to this, it's maybe not too far off of the mix that we already have. It's probably, like, actually accurate to the way, like, some of this stuff is kind of mixed. Which tends to be a little bit messier, I think, but I don't know. For me, there could probably still be a little bit more balance, I think, between those elements. But overall, I fuck with it. If anything has changed about mastering in the last 5 years, it's probably just the needs and the changes in how DSPs accept masters, if that makes sense. Like, I think that's probably the thing, is their own compression algorithms and making sure that things kind of fit in there and like have the best volume level after it runs through whatever their compression system and algorithm is. Spotify especially, like, I don't know that it changes too much on Apple Music or Tidal or any of the other ones, but definitely on Spotify. I think that's the one where, like, if the mix is off, then it's going to accentuate how off the mix is once it's on Spotify, I think. I was thinking in terms of sync, I think the vocal wasn't too far off. I thought of, like, hearing it in Clothing Store, too. Yeah, 100%. That one's a cool one, man. I really like that a lot. Bags.mp3, you're getting in super early. He's Singaporean, and he's Filipino, and the shit is fire. I really liked that one a lot. Just all around, the entire thing was fun to listen to and watch. Seeing Double, Ian Franzen up next. Been a while since I submitted, working on a new album. Here's a rough demo. Let me know what you think. Much love. Let's check it out. Back into your paid skips. 5 more, and then we'll do another free skip. Let us know what you think in the chat. Great guitar tone on this one already. Oh, I love this guitar tone. This is my whole ass fucking vibe right now. I've been listening to so much music like this. I love it already. Tomato-headed boy on Instagram, Ian Franzen. Oh, this is cool. Bennett Coast Vice's Cameroni music. This is a really, really cool way of writing this song, too. Super out-of-the-box delivery style. I like this one, man. Look, I will say, I like a lot of your music. There's been most of the stuff that we've listened to recently I've already been a fan of. This one is so unique, especially in the writing and delivery style. I think I would like to hear a little bit more from the rhythmic elements. The guitar is really the kind of the dominating piece, I think, in the composition, which is nice. Oh, there's more. There's another drop. All right, beautiful. But I like the way the vocals sit. I like the tone of the guitar. That's really a standout for me as well. But I guess this is the drop we're about to get in a second. I would fill up this section with something, even if it's background vocals. Oh, shit. We got a halftime drop? Steve S, I like this a lot. I still want to feel the drums a little bit more. I love where they are, but I think that mix-wise, like, it needs to feel bigger when they drop back in, if that makes sense. Yeah, drums need more weight to them. That's it. I want to feel the crashes more. I want to feel the kicks more. Don't make them too loud, but at the same time, it's just like, I do think we need a little bit more of that kind of build into those moments. But man, the song is cool as fuck. I love the way you wrote it. I love the approach to the actual delivery, and the guitar tone is absolutely perfect. It is just now making sure those drums kind of match on the energy, and it brings out that big crashing moment. But great work. I am so hyped to hear more from you this year, especially if this is kind of the direction you're heading in. It's really cool. That is like the sweet spot of where I've been at music wise. I mean, if you haven't listened to Doggone, I definitely would go listen to Doggone, especially when it pertains to the way that he's mixing. I think the music, because it really feels like it's in the same space, like as far as like sonics go. Great patenting on the drums, but it's not hitting like it should at that level. I agree. But the music, it's like overall, big fan of it. I just think it's like in the mix, you could kind of get a little bit more, I think, out of the drums and kind of create more of a moment that does feel a little bigger when they come in. New Class Cypher 2 Distort, just wanted to rap. The New Class Cypher was fire and had to add myself. I'm dead. Legit made it in one take and didn't mix like I usually would. Okay, we'll listen to it with that in mind then. On the Radar just dropped this. For context, On the Radar just dropped this New Class Cypher for rappers, which I did. I saw a really interesting take from SoundFind on this recently. That there wasn't not female rappers in this stuff. How did you make this video? AI?
Cause they all aesthetic, and I'm plyometrics, meaning new heights, I get it. Niggas is not the bar, but they fall like confetti, meaning they at the top to the bottom, I need to get it.
Oh, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, it's AI on the video. I was gonna say, none of these people look like the original people. No, the vocal is real, it's just the video is AI.
I don't think they want it now, but I see what it is. They say it's too much for the gas, so 20 in this bitch. And the bitch is sliding on me and she tried to plead the fifth. Motherfuckers is talking, but I don't hear no secrets. And now they want to see what I'm doing. It's all the same. Motherfucker made it out the hood, but I ain't gotta say. You niggas spent 15K on a chain, got it snatched. I spent 15K in crypto and I ain't got it back.
Oh no, bro. What crypto?
You niggas don't know the life that I've lived. Your shit is whack.
I mean, I like the concept here. And you are getting bars off, so there's some really nice moments here, just flow-wise, too. Yeah, Overcast made the beat. Shout out to my guy, Overcast, bro.
You niggas run errands, I'm about to turn you to Paris. I got treasure, and it's been buried under weather. Niggas feeling good, but I got me a Gucci sweater. All I wanna do is move a bad bitch to the era. I don't think she see the code that I'm doing, an AI get her. Oh my god, this is a different story that I'm telling.
Yeah, I almost wish that there wasn't the AI visualizer, but I like the thought process behind it. Like, the creativity is good.
And it shine right up off of you.
Is this genuinely 4 minutes long though? Because that's maybe my bigger issue. Is like I probably would have been like, yo, make it half the length and just really double down on it being like the most impactful bars possible.
This is Rick James. Better watch your mouth, nigga. If you niggas wanna run it, then tell me what.
Oh, it switches. Okay.
Niggas sell they souls.
Akash is flowing.
They talk loud, but I got the ray gun.
Shout out Call of Duty.
All I gotta do is what I want, and you can't say none. Speaking of, I'm Jimi Hendrix playing guitar solos on your bitch. That's my turn to talk this shit. All they wanna do is see me do what I do, and I'm lit.
Okay, I will say it was stronger to me probably before the 2 minute mark. From the last 45 seconds, I don't know that it's doing as much for me in that last 45 seconds, but
God told me that it's been damaged.
I'm curious about the switch up. Okay, switch up is crazy. Also not mad at the AI switch up too.
Fuck it, my turn. Better stop that shit. Motherfuckers move that work.
I'm kinda not mad at this part of the visualizer.
Used to shop a hot topic with a garbage. Get cropped out, seen in my pic. I got AI in my optics. Niggas talk, they is not profits. Bitch, nigga, better stop it. My time is timeless.
The delivery style's a little off kilter, I think, in this section's maybe not what I expect. I do agree if the switch had happened way earlier, damn. I think you easily could have cut a solid 45 seconds, a minute out of this, and just gotten to this switch up a little quicker for sure.
And she don't want anything but to get lit. Lit, I'm feeling sick. I got a red cup, you get off my dick. Okay, they wanna play games, but bitch ass nigga, I play like my Vic, huh?
Oh no.
Okay, I'm here, you motherfuckers like a bitch. I'm ticked hard for this.
It seems like everybody really liked the switch up on this one as well. Me, I'm on Twitch as well right now. KayvanMD on Twitch. Come hang out. The chat there is a little bit more live. It is long. Like, I think prior to the 2 minute mark, everything was solid. I liked the raps. I think it was moving. Post the switch up again. It came back in. It was doing it. The beat is doing most of the work. Delivery's not in step with the production, in my opinion, says Steve-O. I do also kind of hear that. Oh yeah, 2 Distort. We've talked about this before. You're the guy who did Harambe the musical that fucking absolutely killed me when I saw it on socials as well. Timing, pacing feels off. Make a 2-minute version of the song. I do feel that. There's moments, though, where I kind of feel like when you listen to the newer Kendrick stuff and he's on a beat like that, too, you'll kind of hear him do similar things, which, like, I think to me is why I'm not so mad at the kind of off-kilter delivery style in that second section, because it does feel kind of, like, relevant to, I think, what's happening now with Keem, with Kendrick. Put that verse on an original beat and drop this. Fuck it, says Cantrell. I don't disagree with that either, if I'm being honest. Like, I do think that's a good approach to it. There's things I really liked in it, bars-wise. I do think there was like that 45-second minute kind of section between 2 and 3 minutes that didn't really do anything for me to keep me in there. I think like in the wild, you might have lost me in that section. I might have moved on. I might not have made it to the switch up, but the switch up was a really interesting part to me, and it was something that caught my attention once we really got into it. So I don't know, man. I think like overall, look, these are the things you need to do as an artist. Like you see something happening. I'm constantly telling my artists, yo, like if you want to rap, then rap. You know what I mean? Like if there's a cypher or there's a freestyle or there's a verse or there's something happening that's a conversation that you could be a part of potentially and that you want to be a part of, then I think the best way to kind of approach that and do that is to fucking do it. You know what I mean? Like get on socials and rap, get on the mic and rap. It doesn't need to be perfect, but it does need to be timely. And I think the thing that I would probably applaud about this more than anything is the timeliness of you doing this. That fucking freestyle, like cypher thing came out 2 days ago, right? You've already ripped the beat. You've done the thing. You've done a freestyle over it. You've made a video to it. Like there's a lot of work that's gone into this at a very, very quick pace. We have not gone through free submissions yet. We are going to try and get to that shortly. I have been yapping a little bit today, and we do have some more paid skips to get through. So let's get into those first. But we'll do another free skip probably in like 3 or 4 more songs. But yeah, I will say the thing I'll applaud more than anything is the speed and the pace at which you have come into the conversation about this, because that is the hard thing to do as a content creator and as an artist, is to be timely and get shit done quickly. And I think that, beyond everything else, you get a round of applause for. All right, Adderall by Me, It's Not Me, comes out March 6th. Let us know what you think in the chat. I do need to up my pace on the way we get through these songs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We only got 5 more paid skips, so we're in good. We're in a good place. Oh. I'm trying to get a handle on the way that I feel. Wait a second. 3 more songs, we'll do another free skip. Wait, I really like this a lot. It's .me. This ain't Artemis. I don't think so. This is cool. Out of San Antonio, Texas. Ha, cool. Good chorus. The balance on this mix is actually very good. It's good production, it's good arrangement. I think it's one of the things we talked about a lot today, but the way this moves is very easy to listen to. I like this sort of music too, Tarek. Again, it's .me. This one comes out March 6th. I like this a lot. Definitely gonna playlist this one when it drops. Whenever you get a chance to see this, just make sure you put it in my release calendar, which you can find in my link tree, or in the Discord, or in the chat if you're on Twitch right now. I love the post-production on the vocal too. The effects work is really good, man. You produce this as well? Okay, you also need to put out a sped up version as well. Okay, self-produced on this one, does it all himself. Put out a sped up version as well, because I feel like your sped up version will probably go crazy on TikTok. But I really like this one. As a song, as a production, as a composition, it's one I enjoyed a lot. It's .me on Instagram. Make sure you go follow. That one comes out on March 6th, so keep your eyes and ears open for it. But that was a really, really sick one. Huge standout for me today. Boy Paco up next. Mr. Carter ran so Mr. Brown could fly. Mr. Brown up next. Let us know what you think in the chat. 2 more songs. We'll do a free skip.
You're looking for what that player can do the best. I'm gonna pick this nigga because he can run.
Oh, happy early birthday, Tarek. I mean, we'll have more streams next week, but
therefore, if you got money,
happy early birthday
I need somebody to
regardless.
count my money. I'm making too much money.
Boy_Paco on Instagram. Paco's, you're the one with the fucking the Pop Smoke Deep voice, right? I think that's you. Nope. I lied. That's not you.
People looking at me funny in my dungarees, looking a little green, but my nose kind of runny. Headed toe dress, yeah, a little bunny.
Timing needs a little bit of work, I think.
With that Warren Buffett kind of money. Keep it short and sweet.
For the most part, it's on. There's a couple words here or there that are off.
Count, I don't make money. Marvel Magic made it happen, life been looking cinematic while I've been going out. Back in the city where the sun hitting different shades on me now. Cause my vision too expensive. Walk in the spot, bartender start grinning. She not my whole tab, could feed a family of 7. I'm the type to turn.
So I think this is something I say a lot, especially to rappers, right?
Make a Tuesday feel like a nightlife.
The toughest part that I have with rap is when they kind of get a little bit offbeat or the rhyme scheme is maybe not matching the rhythmic elements of the beat, is that it is hard for me to get into it, right? Like, I think with hip-hop especially, like, the rhythmic element is so important. And this beat is not necessarily an experimental kind of off-kilter one. Tarek, you'd be amazed, bro. Like, even to this day, even when people put yes, I'll go and check and the song's not fucking out. That's why that question's in there.
Fold under pressure.
People will put yes and it's not scheduled.
I don't fold under pressure. I don't fold under pressure. Nah. I don't fold.
I actually think the chorus is okay on this one. It's really the verses for me that could be a little bit more on beat, I think. And just like think about the vibe you're creating, right? Like I have a hard time like getting into that like the chorus is getting me right now. I can get my head nodding. I'm in it rhythmically. It's a little tougher for me to do that in the verses, I think, especially when you start to get off the beat. That's not to say that you have to be on beat all the time. Like, there's obviously people who kind of thrive with a more like off-kilter delivery style and maybe like play with going in and out of the beat a little bit more. So it does work, but I think if you do that, you have to be super precise with it as well. And it needs to be, even if it is offbeat, there's still sort of like a level of syncopation and rhythm that's in there. Yeah, that's more what I mean, Tarek. Like, it's just hard to like kind of get into the vibe sometimes if that rhythmic element's not matching up properly. And I think, you know, it is. I think even when people do it, like I think when I think about the rappers who do it really well and do things that are maybe a little offbeat or they get off kilter and they come in and out of the beat, the thing that they're still doing, and I think this is more of like a jazz thing that you'll hear, but like syncopation, right? Like that is the music theory term. There is like a syncopation to it that still is technically within the confines of the beat, even if it's not hitting on like the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4. Like if it's not hitting on those like main beats, you're hitting on like the 1.5 or the 2.5, and then it's dipping back in. So like, although it might feel like they're getting off beat sometimes, I think there is still kind of this like inherent rhythm that's in there, even if they are getting off beat, where it is maybe a little bit more like jazz, where there's these little notes and things that kind of come in, or these little moments that come in, but they'll always kind of find their way back to the beat. And I think that's more what it is than anything, is kind of that resolution of finding your way back to the beat so that people can still nod their head along with it and get into it rhythmically. It doesn't mean that you are doing it wrong, but I think at the same time, it's just, all right, now start to get into the intricacies of how, even if you are doing something that's not on the traditional beat, it's like coming to and from and going back towards it, right? Like think about it more like syncopation. On beat with the hi-hat or with the bass line or with the kick drum type thing. Kind of. Like sometimes people will get off completely, but then they'll find their way back to it by the end of the line. And I think that's probably where it does actually hit for me, is when you have those artists who kind of make their way back to the beat. And I think that's the important part, is like, yeah, you can get off, but I think as long as you kind of keeping that like rhythmic element consistent throughout, it helps. But I think at times like people will just get super off and then it's hard to get back to the beat. And that's maybe where I struggle. Trent, up next, before the party's gone. Let us know what you think in the chat. David Trop, what's up? This is Before the Party's Gone, featuring Ryu 5K. I'm liking the way this one started already. Yeah, it's just got to be intentional. At least for me. Maybe not for everybody, but for me it does. So this was really easy to get into rhythmically, you know? I do think the kick is a little loud on this one overall. I am gonna save it because I like the idea here. I think creatively, I'm liking like the vision, the way it feels overall. It does feel like the kick is really kicking though, and could maybe come down ever so slightly. Tarek says I prefer the vocal side in the mix for that intro bit. I actually think if you brought the kick down a little bit, it probably would allow those vocals to stand out a little bit more. Not Love Letters and Pink Whitney. If you've never drank a Pink Whitney before, it's one of the most disgusting things I've ever put in my body.
I miss that little feeling of euphoria we both had. Oh baby girl, I know. I tried to run, I tried to front, I knew what I had. Oh yeah, I know it's dumb, but it was fun. But I'm needing rehab from you. I promise.
Pink Whitney's foul, bro. Absolutely foul. A disgusting substance. Ryu 5K, the other artist on this one as well. Good melody choices. Especially when you see me on Instagram. Pink Whitney's for freshman year college orientation week. Good moments is Steve-O. Yeah, just for anybody who doesn't know it, Pink Whitney, I'm pretty sure, is literally Barstool Sports' alcohol. It's fucking foul, bro. It's literally, it looks like this. I got iced with one time, just like at my brother-in-law's bachelor party, and I almost threw up. It was fucking foul, bro. Disgusting. Fucking disgusting. Shut up, Pink Whitney, says Nels. Jack says, I struggled to pick out a lyric and the melody wasn't clear enough to me in verse 1. I feel that. I think it's because it's a couple things. It's the form and shift on verse 1 versus maybe not the form and shift on verse 2. It felt like there already wasn't one on verse 2. So form and shifting can always be tough. I think my kind of rule of thumb with form and shifting is to not have your entire lead vocal be form and shifted, but have that be a layer that kind of sits underneath the lead vocal. So you still have the effect, it's still there, but it's maybe a little bit easier and clearer to still have that lead vocal there, kind of cutting through and being something that people can hear as they're listening to it. So that might be it. I'm not terribly mad at it, I think, overall, but for me, it's maybe the kick that could come down a little bit more. We're going to do another free skip right now. But yeah, I think for anything, like for me, it is mostly in that the kick felt a little loud, and because the kick felt a little loud and overpowering at times, it maybe drowned out a little bit more of that vocal. Tide, yes. I think you're still here in the chat, but I fucking love this artist. UK-based, one of my favorite UK artists that I think we found in here to date. His name is Tide. He's from Leicester. He does a lot of shows in London and around the area. If you are someone who lives in Manchester, help this man book a show. All right? He deserves to play in Manchester. They're fucking up, man. Song's called Tally Up. Sorry. Unreleased. Finished. I love this artist. Tarek, I agree. I'm a huge fan. Met him after his London show. Oh, I'm so glad you guys got to meet in real life as well. That's awesome. I love when the community members meet up in real life. That's one of my favorite things. I agree. Invest in Tide. All 2026, man. 100%. This artist is a standout for me. It's one of the artists that I still to this day wish I could assign to Genius. But I'm a fan regardless. Also a great example of how to work fucking hard on socials and really build something. This is not the right social account. Don't worry. It's Tide.lc. So good, bro. This song riots, says David Trop. Bro, you were really dead ass on one of my favorite R&B artists, period. Like, I love this shit. No notes. Hey man, I'm such a huge fan. Yeah, Steve-O, tap in. Every song, bar none, is fantastic. Tide, TYDE.LC, out of Leicester in the UK. I promise you, go all the way back to the first project he put out. All the way back. Listen to every fucking song. 400,000 monthly listeners. This shit happened overnight, kind of. It felt like it did. I remember when he was in here, like, this is probably, I think the first time we listened to him was 2023. Surely, right? This Words Off My Chest album, fantastic. Came and Left, fantastic. 2020 Tide, fantastic. Tide of Your Apologies just dropped, so I don't have it all saved yet, but let's just go ahead and do that right now, too. I'm just saying, like, look at... I have the whole discography in my library, bro. Like... When are we getting Tidal Wave? That's a pretty good one, too. There's so many ways you can play with Tide as well. It's such a good name, bro. Oh, yo, definitely hit him up, bro. Definitely hit him up. Fully independent as well, right? Still? Yeah, like, deadass, this dude just does this shit himself. One of the things I respect the most about Tide is that he has really put in the work in all around, bro. I gotta pull up your TikTok so everybody can see it too, because, like, I think when you look at the amount of work he's put in on TikTok as well, he's such a good example of just, like, if you actually do the shit that people tell you to do all the time, it works. You know what I mean? And that's not to say that there's not, like, you know, but, like, come on, bro. Like, look how much work this dude has put in on the TikTok side of things. It's consistency, bro. Like, this man has been pushing this music hard, right? And you can see it too, like in the numbers, you can see it reflected. You can see the consistency. It's not that every single video does 20, 30,000, 40,000 views or whatever, right? But it's the consistency of putting the work in and being there and showing up, even if a video doesn't do as well as the last one or the previous one, right? The TikTok is crazy. So many crazy people are copying a whole video bar for bar. And look, people do that shit all the time. Like, I'm gonna be real, like, content creation and being a content creator in 2026 is a lot of borrowing or stealing other people's ideas. People do it all the time. But at the same time, right here, the thing that we can look at here and point to is consistency. This man is here every day putting the work in, and that is shown in the numbers. And the music is fantastic. Don't get me wrong. Like, beyond obviously the numbers of the social and the consistency of the content creation and dropping, the music is amazing, which at its core is the most important part. But I say this all the time. Like, Tide is an artist that I use as an example to be like, yo, this is why you gotta fucking just do the shit, man. And just to prove a point, 2023, this is what the music sounded like. This is one of my favorite Tide songs still to this day. And there was things about the mix that needed work. It wasn't perfect by any means, but the songs were always good. He just did a really great job of pushing them as well. Anyway, let's move on. Like I said, I've talked too much. Tide, TYDE.LC. Really doing an amazing job, man. Keep it up. Vibe check. David Trop up next. This will be my first single off my upcoming album, Summer Never Ends, produced by me. Let us know what you think in the chat.
10 like 5%, back outside again.
Ooh. We've got 3 more paid skips, and then we'll try and do some free skips before we get out of here, okay? So stick around if you're in the chat and you haven't got played yet. We'll try and get some free people today. Oh, David Trop, let's go. Tide says this sounds cold. I was gonna say, this is not a bad one to follow up Tide. Tropicana on Instagram, 2 Ps. The vibes are good at this point in the stream. I do think vocals should come up a little bit more. This sub is knocking maybe a little bit too much. Similarly, I would like to hear the melodic elements in the production also come up a little bit more. I think the sub is just maybe dominating a little bit too much in the mix. You could cut that down and bring up these melodic elements. The melodic elements are really what's going to carry, right? And kind of back to what we were talking about before. If the sub is too loud in the mix, 9 out of 10 times when you put that shit on Spotify, it's going to kill the master entirely and make it really quiet. I would like to hear some more like ad-libby run moments, just some more like vocal arrangement, I think, around the lead vocal too. That's maybe the only other thing that I hear that kind of like it feels like it's missing from this one. Let us know what you think in the chat, though. Good beat choice overall. But yeah, it's those little details, man. Like, sub feels a little loud. Melodic elements feel a little quiet. Vocal feels a little quiet. Start building around that lead vocal, too. I tell a lot of artists now, one lead vocal is not really enough, I think, to fill out the entire track. But I think the writing is really solid, and the vocal delivery on the lead vocal is really solid. To me, it's just those little elements, especially in the mix, and then just building around that lead vocal that I think will really kind of elevate this song as a whole. Tropicana on Instagram, 2 Ps, TROPPICANA. That was David Trop with Vibe Check. We've got What You Do It For by Akash Chandra and Nuke Franklin up next. Hope you enjoy putting out a full mixtape with features from artists like John Michelle, who we love in here as well. Audie Strangelove, who I haven't listened to. Elijah, who I'm also a really big fan of. And more in May 2026. So let us know what you think in the chat. This one is called What You Do It For. Akash Chandra featuring Nuke Franklin. Love the approach to the video already, because it's really letting us into who you are as a person and showing us your life.
Sometimes it'd be like a random thought years ago, or like some inspiration. Lately, my shit just been like.
Hell yeah, we do.
Thoughts, just, you know what I'm saying? Like, whatever on my mind at the moment. But I ain't gonna talk you to death. When you get a second, reconnect with your reflection. Take some time disconnecting from the light.
Akash, did you produce this one?
I ain't preaching to the masses, cause I'm searching for direction too. Finally found a way for my passion to make revenue. Left my deal cause they ain't do.
Okay, so one note on this one, I think this is just a general note across the board. When you have a rapper who has like a deeper tone like this, you're gonna want to carve out a little bit more space from that kick sub so that that vocal can really punch through. That's maybe the only thing I hear is like, because he's got this deep tone and that kick's such a boomy kick, that boomy kick and that deep tone clash a little bit at times, right? Generally, I like this. I like the beat a lot. I think it's a great production overall. Mega Main, what's up? Welcome in. But I'm still getting used to mixing the vocals. It takes time as well, you know what I mean? But I think generally rule of thumb, right, is like figure out where, like when you're EQing a vocal, right, and you're thinking about where you're kind of boosting or where that sweet spot is in the vocal EQ wise, basically take that and then from whatever instrument sits in that same space, make sure you carve out a little space in the EQ from that instrument for where that vocal sits. To me, I think that's probably the easiest way to just think about it, right, as you're mixing it, is like, all right, if I'm gonna boost right here because this is a sweet spot for my artist vocal, I'm gonna duck out right here from this other thing that's maybe sitting in the same area. And you'll kind of know too, like for more high register vocals or like a brighter vocal tone, it's always the vocal sample or whatever's in the background that it's clashing with. With this one, the raps are really good, the production's really cool. I like this video a lot. The only note that I have is just between that kick drum and that deep tone, right? Oh, okay, yeah, okay, perfect. You already know how to mix it, that's great. For everybody else who doesn't think about that yet, that's the best way to think about it. For Akash, just keep doing what you're doing, bro. I like this, and I do think it's just like the more you work with the specific artists that you work with too, and the more you learn their vocal, the easier it gets. Like I find this even with my own vocals still, like I'm still trying to figure out the sweet spot, but it's something that I've learned over time, I think, from doing it, and maybe like coming back to mixes and be like, oh fuck, wait, like if there is two elements that sit in the same EQ range, they are going to clash and they are going to phase each other out. So figure out how to just kind of carve out space for whichever one of those you really want to kind of take the lead. For this, these vocals were from her feet. Oh, okay, amazing. That's fine too. Look, you're a great producer, bro. I actually really thoroughly enjoy your production style. I think there's a lot of artists who would really like to work with you as well overall. Akash Chandra _ on Instagram. I'm definitely going to get in there. Yeah, bro. I think you like, it's a real classic underground sound. There's like a plethora of artists that I think you could work with right now, honestly, that would really enjoy your production. All right, Gino Pride. This is it up next. Made this song coming out of a season of silence where I went through a lot of low points, but I came out of it appreciating my journey because it had prepared me for this moment. Let's get into it. This is it. Okay, beautiful. And that's the natural progression of things too. But I want to hear some stuff from you guys that's newer as well. Just so I can get a vibe for it, you know what I mean? All right, out of the DMV, Gino Pride. Nah, you're welcome, bro. You're welcome. Seriously, thank you for sending music in and being here, to everybody in the chat. This has been a really fun stream for me today as well. This beat is crazy. I hope the vocals come in sooner than later, though, because I'm not a big fan of a long intro.
I look around this room.
Perfect.
And get anxious out the blue. Reminding me of things I should have did and didn't do.
Excuse me.
Started lacking from procrastinating moves. Fear of failure kept me still when there was nothing left to lose. Now I know.
Why is it the artists from the DMV literally never disappoint me, ever? That was the perfect intro length. Under 30 seconds is perfect. This is really cool. I like this. This is Gino Pride. The song is called This Is It. This is an artist who hasn't released in a while. Went through a quiet period, a low period in life. This shit is hidden. You're very welcome, Gino. This is great, bro. I put this in the playlist immediately. It is. The DMV breeds crazy artists, bro. What part of the DMV are you from, Gino? This is so cool, man. Tarek says, I'm not gonna lie, I don't need majors when he's dropping me like this. I feel the same. He's from Maryland. What part of Maryland, bro? PG County? If it's PG County, I'm just gonna quit, because PG County just breeds crazy artists. I don't know what it is. I really fuck with this too, Cameroni. It sounds great. The mix is awesome. Vocal delivery is really good. It's just there's a lot of variation in the vocals as well, like in the best way. Great vocal stacking and harmonies. The writing is good, and like when you get into these more sung moments, the vocal tone is so nice, bro. It's rare that I hear a vocalist go from rapping to singing so smoothly and feel this good about it, but... Okay, moved around DC and Maryland, spent time in PG County and Southern Maryland. Fuck yeah, bro. Hey, you made a fan of me on this one. 100%. Gino Pride Music on Instagram. Well, he took a break from releasing for a while, right? So 2026... hasn't released in 3 years, so that also might be a part of it. But I think if this is what you're putting out now after a 3-year break, I'm really excited to hear more from you overall. No, you really killed it, bro. This is a great song. Through and throughout, there's not really a note that I have on it, other than I'm very excited to hear more from you in general. But I really enjoyed this one. This is definitely a standout for me. Steve-O said follow everywhere. That's literally a fact. Gino Pride is the artist name. The song is This Is It. On Instagram, it's Gino Pride Music. I'm excited. It looks like you're really putting in the work on this visual shit, too, to be honest. So, like, hey, man, just keep going. Seriously, like, keep working on it. But I really, really enjoyed this one. Like, genuinely, like, truly enjoyed it. Great layering, says Nels. Cantrell said, yes, sir. Milo Bush says, nice song. Steve says, follow everywhere. All right, this is our last paid skip of the night. So if you're in the chat... let's do like 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes of free skips. If you guys are in the chat, put your artist name in here, especially if you've submitted. You need to submit in Nero if you want to get bumped up for free, but we'll do another little free skip queue. While we're listening to this one, I'll go and pull people and put you in the queue. Just make sure you let me know your artist name in the chat, especially if you've submitted, and we'll put them in the free skip queue and get some more songs in for free. This last one on the paid skip queue, though, is from Sam Tate. It's called Biggest Out. It's Sam Tate Squad, Savage Spitflames, and Billy Winters, who I love. Oh, you guys are all already legends, too. Amazing. All right. I like these guys. I like these guys as a group. Let me know that artist name in the chat. We're going to get you guys pulled up for free if you're here, all right? Oh. I'm fuck with these guys, bro. Maybe similar thing with like the kind of like low register vocal. I will say though, there's a grit to this that I really enjoy. Alright, last call. If you're in the chat, let me know. We'll get you in that free skip queue if you're still around. Cantrell, I already got you because I know you're here, so don't worry about it. I want to hear this Luke Boris shit too. Stalin, we'll get you bumped up also. Caitlin, did you submit a Nero also? I'm not seeing it in there right now. Just make sure you go to nero.fan/KayvanMD and make sure you submit in there again. And I'll go look for it in a second, but just make sure you submit in there, okay? I don't see it in there right now. I'm gonna save this one. I like these guys, bro. Already Legends is the group. They're out of Detroit. Already Legends, and on Instagram it's 4 guys: Squad, Sam Tate, Savage Spit Flames, Boogworthy, and Billy Rentis. Alright, 5 guys. No, you're good. You're totally fine. I know you're looking after your kid right now, so I totally get it. And if you miss it, don't worry. The VOD goes up on YouTube as soon as we get off too, so you can always check it out. Just know we're in the 158 mark onwards of the stream if you want to go back and check it out. We didn't even do music business news today. Maybe we'll do that on Monday instead. Oh, Roy Rutu just did a paid skip, so we gotta put him to the top first and get that one, alright? Nels, which one are you, bro? Rajuma? Not the Birdman. I enjoyed this one. Maybe a little bit, if anything, maybe a little bit more variation from the production style, like especially in the arrangement. At the same time, I'm not really that mad at it. Julia Wolf's doing a London pop-up next Friday. You gotta go. That's gonna be sick. Biggest Out. We put that one in the playlist. I like these guys. I will say maybe where the beat lacked variation, the vocals had it, because there's like 4 different artists on it, right? So it's like, you know, you get a little bit of mixture of different styles and vocal stylings on it as well, which you'd like to hear. I think that's why I'm like a fan of, in general, like a more group kind of cut overall, right? All right. Let's try and get some more of you guys. All right, let's get into our free skip section after this Roy Rutu one. Sorry. Roy Rutu, Mileage, not much to say about this. It's all in here. Vulnerability at its finest, if I do say so myself. We love a vulnerable song. We'll get into your free skips after this, but this is our last paid skip of the night, at least as of right now. If somebody else puts another one in there, then I'm probably going to have to get it as well, but you're all good. Lyric T? All right, I got you. Caitlin, I got you in there as well. Limo, you need to submit nero.fan/KayvanMD. I'm gonna open submissions for Monday too right now. Wait, this feels so good. Buckle ups, bumps on the road, we're almost home. I need a new jack to lift my spirits from rock bottom. Some soft hands, play with my curls a little often. It's 100 plus, life eating up. The dirt calling, dog, I'm giving up. Snowfall runs, can't eat the bumps. What's cost to be the boss? What's living without a cause? What's life without a loss? What's heaven without the lows, man? Thank God we made it home. I do like this. I do think the lead vocal could cut through a little bit more if I'm being like brutally honest. Like, I do wish the rapped part was a little bit more present. When you get into these harmonic moments and these background vocalist vocal arrangement sections, it's so perfect. I think it's just the lead vocal I kind of wish cut through just ever so slightly more, and that's about it. I need my whip back. I don't need that bitch back, Lord. If they gon' book me into jail, just let me know now, Lord. Rain check on my dreams. Writing is awesome though. Wheel flooded with tears, trying to weather the storm. We was close, just like the Bills. The ride came with a thrill. The thrill came with a crash from a dope high, for real. The crash came for the kill. The kill came with the pressure. All right, submissions for Monday's stream are open now as well. Submissions for tonight's stream are unfortunately closed, but submit music for next week anyway. But I feel like a bum. Many come and go, I'm getting colder and numb. It's hard to talk about it, I do better with drums. I'm yelling West Side, on my way up from the mud. Roy Rutu, I am... Oh, sorry, Ruto. Sorry, I keep calling you Rutu. Ruto. Roy Ruto. 3 O's. Go listen to all his other music too. I really have enjoyed thoroughly everything that I've heard so far from this artist. This is no different. I like the vulnerability in it. I think that's like just in general something I really appreciate from like especially people who are like maybe more in the rap space than certain other spaces or certain other genres, because it does stand out and it does make me feel more connected to the artist. And I think in general that is something that I'm always telling artists to focus on, is that connection with you and your fans. Like at the end of the day, that's the thing that builds like a really lasting fan base, is kind of that like emotional and like personal connection. Like you really can't beat that. Doesn't matter how silly or how viral you go. Like at the end of the day, if you can really create that personal connection with your fan base, they're gonna stick with you and they're gonna feel like they want to support you. They're gonna be there to support you. So I think vulnerability is a great way to do that. MP3 That Boy. Unfortunately, submissions are closed for tonight's stream because I'm already overtime and I'm just going to try and get through these free skips first. But you can go ahead and submit for Monday's stream. We are back on Monday from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern time. We do this every Monday and Thursday from 6 to 8. And I love it. It's one of my favorite things I get to do every week. So just know you can submit that way. We also have a bunch of stuff on Kayvan's House, my Instagram page, and also in our release calendar for new releases as well. So just make sure you tap in. There's a bunch of ways you can submit to me for free. Just maybe not for this stream specifically because we're already over time. Quajo, I couldn't just, featuring GT. I love Quajo. Also from the DMV, another artist that I've been a really, really big fan of from that area. And I think you guys will be too.
Yeah.
Quajo, 3 O's on Instagram.
I couldn't just.
Immediately got me nodding my head, bro. Got me bumping up and down in this seat.
Yeah, I couldn't just watch when they passed me by. I couldn't sit still, I was born to fly. I couldn't be true, so it made me lie. I couldn't face fears, and it made you cry. I couldn't show love, so
I love this.
I couldn't learn one.
Steve, what's up? We finally got some new Quajo. Let's spleck and go, says Quajo.
I couldn't stay strong.
I'm so excited that we're getting new Quajo, honestly. I feel the same as you, Steve-O.
Bible getting gritty from the dust is collected. My prayers getting lazy, so I'm missing my.
You're just so good, man.
So my mind keep guessing. I started comparing and anxiety stepped in.
That's not shocking to me at all. As is deserved. You've been making great music for years. I'm trying to remember the first time we ever listened to you on stream, bro. Like, it had to have been relatively early on. Not just for you, but even for us.
My mind got songs that I'm trying to record. This girl got traits that I'm trying to ignore. This movie keep playing, but I seen it before. Yeah, I couldn't.
Very tribe coded to me. Great bounce, tight elastic rhymes.
Still, I was born to fly. I couldn't be true, so it made me.
Yeah, when did Split come out? 2023. But I feel like we were listening to you like.
So it made me hate. I couldn't learn one, so I made mistakes.
No, maybe it was just Split.
So it made me fake. I couldn't stay.
No, Stay Up 2021. I swear we listened to Stay Up as well. That distinctly reminds me.
It's getting heavy at the bottom like LeBron Force. If you ain't helping out your own, know what you on for. Yeah.
I think it was Stay Up, bro.
Check up on you, tell me how your day went. If you don't plan on being home, know why you pay rent. Trying to open every letter.
Yeah, when is this dropping?
Listen, yeah, I couldn't just watch when the lust try to take me. Couldn't just watch when disease try to claim me. Couldn't just watch as the world.
Because 2021 was when I started the stream, and I felt like you were very, like you were there in the beginning. And then you kind of like went away for a little bit, and then you came back with the album. But bro, like honestly, I'm really a fan. Like you are killing it. I do love Inside Out though, also.
I couldn't face fears and it made you cry.
This is really good from you and GT. Great feature from GT on this one as well. You guys killed it. Yeah, this one comes out tonight. Hey, make sure it's in my release calendar just so I don't miss it. I'm sure I won't because I have a feeling you'll probably get playlisted other places, and when I'm like checking around, I'll see it. But just make sure I have it because I want to make sure we playlist this weekend. Really great work, man. Probably one of my favorite ones I've heard from you so far. It does really feel like the older you get, the more you make music, the more we're dialing into a very specific sound from you, which I love. So it's cool, man. It's nice to hear you like just grow and develop, but like organically as an artist. Like I think that's like one of my favorite things in general to kind of see from artists over time. And like I think you're a prime example of somebody who is like in real time continuing to grow and develop. And it's just I've never been, you know, there's never really been anything where I'm not impressed. I just think you're a really good artist overall. All right, Aries, Home, cover by Cameroni. Hey man, you are very welcome. Seriously, I'm like that. If I'm a fan of an artist, I'm a fan of an artist forever. Unless you do some crazy shit, I'm probably gonna be there, bro, the whole time.
All a fallacy, my mentality, fucked up agony. Are you hearing?
Overall, the master on this one's a little quiet, but I'm curious to see how it builds.
wasting all my time. No mama.
Trying to work on my vocal performance more recently. Cool.
Door, look all the spaces
It reminds me of a lot of artists I do really like, actually.
you got my legs still shaking. Oh my
Careful of the mouth noise. That's maybe the thing that I do here on this is like the, you know, the opening closing mouth, like the wet mouth noise. I don't know how else to describe it.
I'm home tonight. Been waiting up.
Actual vocal performance is pretty solid overall, though. Even at times where it gets shaky, it's shaky in like in a nice way.
I'm home tonight. I'm waiting up. 1,000 miles of chasing.
Maybe the thing outside, like the pitch aspect of it, I actually think is fine. I don't really have any issues with that. The timing is maybe where I hear it's still needing a little bit of work at moments. But I like this. I think this is a solid cover. I like Aries too. Just I've been following Aries for a really long time. I think vocal performance-wise, you did a really good job of this. Master could be a little bit louder. Timing could be a little bit more on in moments. But I think overall, pretty solid. Cameroni Music on Instagram. Make sure you go follow if you're rocking with that one. I definitely want to hear some original music from you as well. I'm just curious to see like kind of like what you are making in your own space. No Drugs in the Lobby, Sober Sun by Tarek. This is a demo and it's meant to be an intro track, but also a single for streaming. Would love any advice on how to make it more of a banger with the current structure and production elements. Also struggling with matching genre on social. I'm placing in dark R&B, alternative R&B, dark pop, but most of my sounds are different to what I see in other content under those subgenres. Okay, let's check it out. Just saw Aries live 2 weeks ago. He's sick, dude. I fuck with Aries. I have a friend who works really closely with him, so I've always just kind of been kept up with what he's doing off that. But I've always really enjoyed it.
You're here too.
All right, No Drugs in the Lobby demo with sample. Let us know what you think in the chat. This is Tarek, also out of the UK.
She's always out by herself. She's always out on her own. Don't wanna be disturbed, so she don't even bring her phone. When everyone passes by, even the ones in her life, they all react just the same, asking when will she change. But maybe I don't have to know you, not the way others do. Baby, I can get to know you, wait just for me and you. Your life on this world is precious, and I see your precious too. Let's not overcomplicate it. I think I'm the one for you. Let's go. I don't wanna party, I just want some fun. No drinks in my body, staying sober sun. I don't want nobody, I just want some fun. No drugs in the lobby, I don't need no one.
I think the background vocals could use a little work. There's moments where they don't necessarily feel like they're the right fit for the lead. Like there's maybe a lot happening with the layers. Like I think you could pull back a little bit from some of these layers and like either edit them out or have them come in later in the song. Also, I think like bass line maybe feels just a touch loud. Like it comes in very loud, if that makes sense. Yeah, there's a lot going on in that hook section for sure. It's just a lot of layers.
Trust me, girl, once we spoken, you will know what I'm saying. But maybe I don't have to know you, not the way others do.
I like the pre-chorus. Maybe a little bit more variation also in melody, just because it does feel like the melody stays pretty consistent throughout, right? Whistle sound is kind of up front in the mix and clashes, says Steve-O. I think the thing with the chorus is that there's so many rhythms happening with these different background vocals that that's where it feels like there's maybe too much going on. Like even the no shots in the lobby, like that one specifically feels like it's a bit much. Like I do think counter melody is good to have, especially as you get into this final chorus. I'm maybe less mad at it. But I think that's maybe the thing that's catching my ear the most, is it does feel like there's a lot going on, especially with the background layers, because there's so many counter melodies happening and counter rhythms happening at once. So I would maybe lean a little bit more simple. Again, I do think like genre-wise, it kind of falls into that like Weekend kind of sound to me. Should I cut the song in half with the reduction of layers maybe? I don't think you should cut the song in half. I actually think it's a great length. More variation, I think, within the second verse melodically wouldn't be a bad thing, because it's kind of like you go back to that original melody from verse 1 and verse 2 again, and I think you could add a little bit more variation there when we get into that second verse, just to switch things up a little bit. Vampiria Dole, thank you for the follow. Especially with the tune being so strong, it almost crashes with the drums a bit. Good melodic choices, but it stays in one tone for a while. I think those are the things. I pretty much agree with everybody here on that front. Like, I think that's really what it is. But the biggest thing for me probably is that it feels a little overcomplicated when we get to the chorus, especially because there's just so many things kind of countering each other. I feel like it's good to have, if you were going to have a counter melody or something counter rhythmically to what the lead is, I would probably stick with one of those and then have the other background vocals and other harmonies kind of back that lead a little bit more. But it's good. I don't think you need to rewrite the verse. You know what I mean? Like, I think strictly from like a lyrical standpoint, I think it's fine. I actually think it's just more the melody choices specifically, right? So like, if you think about someone like The Weeknd, I think you'll hear it a lot in the variation from verse 1 to verse 2. There will be like rhythmic changes. There will be melodic changes. I think that's all it needs. I don't think that you need to rewrite the song by any means, but I really think it's just like hop in there. Maybe just try and switch, like, instead of going down on something, go up on something. You know what I mean? Instead of like doing like the same like melody, do an octave jump. Like, it's those little details in there that will help break it up, especially when we get into that second section of the song. I don't think you need to change the chorus, you know, outside of the background vocals, maybe feeling like there's a lot happening there. I think you could pull back on one or two of them and really just focus in on the ones that feel like the main. But I think it's like editing down now. That's the thing that I would tell you to do from a like harmonics and background vocal standpoint, is just editing down. And then, like, on the second verse, like, if you can add variation, great. If you can't, it's not the end of the world either. You know what I mean? Like, I think this one's it's 3 minutes long, so it's not the longest song in the world. So if it is a little repetitive in the verses, I don't think that's a terrible thing. But if I was going to be, like, really, like, all right, maybe you should try this, those are probably the things that I would say, is a little bit more variation in the melody, specifically on the second verse, and then just pull back on some of those counter melodies and counter rhythms, and kind of maybe just dial in on one that's going to be separate to the lead and, like, will counteract the lead. And then maybe just back up that lead vocal a little bit more in the chorus. And I think that would probably do it. Vampiria Doll, how are you? How's everything going? What's going on? Unfortunately, we've closed the submissions for tonight. Submissions are open for Monday because we are just at the end of the stream. I've already gone like 20 minutes over. But I do want to get through the next couple of songs. We might go into like a more rapid fire mode. Usually in this free section, I do it kind of a little bit more like 60 seconds of every song. You know, when we have more time, I'll do the full song, but seeing as we're already so far over, I might just do 60 seconds just so we can get through them. So if you want me to start from somewhere that's not the beginning, let me know. This is Cantrell with Heavy, man. I really fuck with this artist a lot. Great rapper. Came up in Georgia, been around for a while. Very talented lyricist, very talented artist overall. Also can breakdance, if I'm not mistaken. Quajo, bro, you're very welcome, man. I'm a huge fan. Keep going. Cantrell.
Look, I want more from this life. I wanted more from this game. Said that we get it right, but ain't a damn thing
just
changed.
Unmatchable vocal tone. Yeah, also a crazy breakdancer. I don't know why we don't follow you off of Kayvan's house yet, bro. I am Cantrell on Instagram. Go get in there. Go follow, for real. You won't be disappointed. I guarantee it.
Treat you like you average and turn me savage. That shit the saddest. It cut me deep like a dagger. I danced through and it's right.
We actually worked on the Thank You for the Tragedy album over a Genius too, and I like this one a lot. Some really great songs on there.
Can't play a soda, my daughter can't want for nothing. My homies be fighting cases and demons, but we gon' thug it.
Just barred up. Great bars.
Something that rise above it when it's heavy.
Most recent release felt timely with the state of the world, country, and hearts. I wasn't sure if I wanted to keep doing this. Good to be back. I'm glad that you decided to keep doing it. What spot is this? 28 of 56, but we're not going to get through more than what's in the queue, like in the skip queue at the moment. But submit for Monday stream. We're back on Monday from 6 to 8, okay?
Yeah, you see the niggas I'm with don't want violence. But them boys got drums like Phil Collins. Don't trip, we ain't glorifying nothing but God and black excellence. Heaven is where you'll find it. If you with
great writing, as always.
We ain't talking attitudes. Where we from, they flipping birds. From the dirty, where we come out cleaner in a
I will say, one of the things that I think is my favorite about Cantrell is his actual vocal tone. It's so perfect.
In the city, I try to show them the way and they get heavy. No, it's shitty, they setting no
Steve-O literally you just said what I said, bro. We got the same fucking brain wavelengths right now. Nah, bro. Cantrell's a great rapper. Highly recommend going to dive into the rest of the discography if you haven't. There's just a lot of great songs in there. I'm Cantrell on Instagram. Make sure you go follow as well. I know we cut that one off a little early, but like I said, we're going to try and keep this 60 seconds. Closure, Lil Lowski. We just did an at-home with interview with Lil Lowski a couple weeks ago. If you haven't checked that out yet, go over to the Kayvan's House page on Instagram as well and go take a look at that. Really great dude, man. Honestly, like I enjoyed his answers to the interview a lot. I think he did a really, really great job of it. Let me see if I can find it. I think it's this one. Just go learn a little bit more about this guy, honestly. He gave me some real ass fucking answers. No, you're very welcome, man. Honestly, thank you for sending music in. We do, bro. Lil Lowski, man. I fuck with this dude. I'm only gonna do 60 seconds of this one because I don't think he's in the chat right now, but just know I fuck with Lil Lowski too. We are about to get off. I'm probably getting off before you're gonna be back. Get him to bed, but I am back on Monday, so if you want to resubmit, submissions for Monday are open. Go put it in there and we'll try and get it on Monday, okay? I like this artist, man. There's a bunch of songs that I really enjoy from him, which if you go check out the interview, you will see as well. Steven, what are you talking about, bro? Did you see Dre? Is that why? Probably saw Dre. That's my guy. He is the Miami guy for the Digilog, and he's a very good friend of mine, man. I love DeAndre. Great dude. Same him and Cedric Brazil. Big fan of both of theirs, man. KLD, don't worry. This is you right now. This is Run. Out of Jacksonville, Florida. Oh! Oh! Wait. Wait a second. Does Antone, you and Antone know each other? Bro, Dabs? Not Dabs, bro. Yeah, I did a Dabs interview like fucking 7 years ago, I think, bro. I'm shocked he even remembers me. Fuck yeah, bro. Dabs is a legend, man. What an unbelievable director and videographer. Seriously. Yo, alright. Hold on a second. This is crazy. There's plenty niggas that I should have beat up. Rappers playing science, so the whole 2025 you won't catch me do a feature, but I'm tripping, huh? Too busy trying to find a spark on my ship. You fixing a spark for a split. You think a nigga Tony Park defended where he stayed with a 9 on the hip. You want commercial validity? Dabs is hella funny, bro. Literally one of the funniest people I've ever talked to in my life. KLD, I don't know if you know Antone or not, but he hit me up recently asking for people to do a show with him in Florida, so I just sent you over. This is sick. I like this a lot. I put it in the playlist. I made sure we followed you back on Instagram as well. Great delivery style. Yeah, just really working with your vocal in a great way. Okay, cool. I wasn't sure. Anytime I see anybody in like Jacksonville, Florida area now, I'm gonna send it over to them too. This is good. All right, we went over the 60-second mark. I gotta keep going though. That was great. I enjoyed that. It's straight in the playlist. All right, Sophia, Luke Bars, Meech, Felix, Giles. If you don't know Luke Bars, you are fucking up. This guy's part of Van Buren Records, I believe. Who, if you also haven't listened to Van Buren, you're also crazy. They're great as well. Luke Bars. I'm consistently a fan of what I hear from Luke Bars, without fail. We got a lot of great rappers in the community, I'm not gonna lie. KLD, you're very welcome. I like this rap. I like this artist so much, bro. Great voice, great tone. I don't think he's in here right now either, so we're gonna do this one quickly and move on to the next one. We got Stalin, Caitlin, Lyric T left, and then I'm out of here for the week.
impressed by others, I'm him. It's possible moving like him. VB, my brother, my kins. And baby, I don't do
Shout out to the other artists on the song too. Meech, also fire. I fuck with Meech. Felix, who is the other guy who's in Van Buren Records, is one of my favorite members of Van Buren Records, if I'm being honest. I love his solo music as well. Go check out Felix if you haven't. And then also Giles on this one as well.
I'm in your hood with good little shawty. I wanna know you good little shawty. You know I'll play games.
Oh, there's so much swag in this one. Wait, when did this drop? I might have to put this in the new music to this playlist as well. When did this come out? Feb 25th? That was yesterday. It's going to new music to this as well. Beautiful. Great shit, man. Stalin up next. Sorry, I'm gonna fly through these because I am way over. My wife is gonna kill me. Luke goes crazy. It's a fact. All right, this is the new Stalin. It drops this month. Stalin _ on Instagram. I like this too, bro. Ooh, this is nice, man. Let me know when this drops. Put it in the release calendar now if you've already got it scheduled. I'm too good at being bad. I'm picking up a pill, then I'm better last. Oh. I don't really have feedback on this. I like this one a lot. It's a good use of melody. It's a good use of vocal tone and just switch ups in the delivery. Really fits in with the production style too, as does the mix around the vocal. Like all of it feels very cohesive, which I like. So good work. Again, on Instagram, Stalin _ on Instagram. If you want to go follow, make sure you go support there as well. It's a good hook. That's a really catchy hook, man. All right, Caitlin, I saved me. And then we'll do Lyric T. Sorry, like I said, we're in rapid fire mode right now, so we're going to go through these a little bit quicker. But I want to make sure we get through all of them before we get out of here. 34 songs is not a bad place to end in a stream where I talked maybe a little too much. Snow Asta, what's up? We are at the end of the stream, unfortunately. But submissions are open for Monday already if you want to get in there. All right, this is Caitlin, CTLN on Instagram. So I do think in that full vocal arrangement that we just got through, maybe a little bit too much focus on the mid-lows and the vocal mix specifically, which does make everything feel a little bit messier. When you get into this higher register vocal, I think it's fine. Everything cuts through and sits in the right places. I think it's just in that full vocal arrangement that you come into at the beginning, there's maybe a little bit too much clashing with each other, layers-wise, and I think balancing out the mix, probably just leveling it out would help a little bit. Yeah, I think the thing that I hear more than anything here is like, because there are so many vocal layers, when they all come in together, it almost feels too full. So pulling back a little bit, especially just maybe like, I said this to somebody yesterday, the vocal stacks are really nice, the arrangement is really nice, but it's getting into that vocal mixing part where it's like, all right, let's maybe accentuate the layers that we know we want to stand out more, instead of them all being really loud, cutting back some of those other ones to really accentuate the lead, and then the lead melodies that are happening within that vocal arrangement as well. It is nice though. It's such a good vibe. Like overall it feels good. I think it's just, again, kind of those, it's the intricacies of mixing a big vocal arrangement and like a lot of different vocal tracks where it's just finding the right balance. I go back to that, like kind of turning the volume down and listening to the mix that way and seeing what stands out the most and kind of like picking out those elements that maybe have too much volume. Lyric T and Ice the Goat. This is our last one of the night. Like I said, we're back on Monday. So for anybody who is in here right now, make sure you join the Discord. Make sure you go follow us on Kayvan's house. All of those things are on my link tree for those of you on TikTok. And you can submit for Monday's stream as soon as you want. Wait, this is cool. I really like the vocal tone on this. The sample flip is also really cool. LT.lyric on Instagram for the vocalist. Ice the Goat. Oh, sorry. Ice the Goat is the other one on this. Eyes the Goat on Instagram as well. I actually really like this one a lot. It's a great way to end the stream. For everybody in the chat, like I said, we're back Monday from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Keep your eyes open for new music who this weekend, and also the first episode of the South by Southwest. Forget what the fucking series is called already, because I'm just dumb. What's it called? Music Blueprint, I think. First episode of the South by Southwest Music Blueprint series drops tomorrow. You'll see me post about it, as does the Nicole Hahn song Living for It All, which will also drop tomorrow. So, I'll talk to you guys soon. Thank you for an amazing stream tonight. Shout out to all the amazing artists that we found and we supported today. I actually like the mix. The kick's a little soft, but it feels like the kick is maybe just part of the sample anyway, so I'm not really that mad at it. The focus is on the vocal, and that's a really nice thing. So for me, I enjoyed this one. But yeah, if I was going to say anything about the mix, it's probably just that kick feels a little bit soft in the sample. And that's it. But I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. It was a great stream tonight. I had a great time. Have a great weekend. Be safe. I'll see you guys on the internet, I guess. Peace.
Pretty velvet, crimson colored dress, hanging off your flesh, where I want to be. Whoa, I'll admit it, I lose all self-control when you approach. Dangerous. Oh, oh. What a man desires ain't always what he needs, but you're the exception. There ain't never a question. Whoa, oh, you got my libido burning, still you hesitate. Ooh, I love the chase. Ooh, cause I do got lust, but there's way more love. All for you, I give it all to you. I'll exchange my time in return for your trust if you want me to. For you to see every side of the truth, lust for love. Take me under, then break the thunder just above. Where there's no skies, no limits, just a lust for love. Which are you more afraid of? What's there to be afraid of? Ooh. Lust for love, lust for love, baby. I need love, I need love, lust for love, love. Babe, you know there's more to come from my love. And when you do know not to be ashamed of the way I make you cry out and wild out, you know I die how you whisper my name. You know that I want you, think I've made that clear. But if I adored you, would you take off scared if there's a spot? You know I'll be the one to find it every time. So don't hide, hide. with me into the sunny shine. Addicted to the skies while I just gaze into your eyes. Sentimental warmth would make them fade and disappear. There's nothing left up here. There's nothing left to fear. Till the end. These smiling waves washing over me. Is it too good to be true? I don't care if it's a burning ghost of you. Dissipate into the light. Flying high with me.